Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host, and I am joined, as always, by my awesome buddies here,
BC
and
BB.
And our keyboard player this evening is still
Dylan.
Welcome back, guys. How's everybody doing out there? Glad you guys are enjoying the podcast out there. If you're returning to the podcast, welcome back. If you're a new listener, we are a hard rock and metal podcast. We talk about all things rock and metal. We are not a Kiss podcast, but I always make sure that we insert Kiss into the episode in some way, shape, or form.
Oh, there we go. 15 seconds in, and we already did it. Boom.
And I didn't
Check
realize
the box,
I was
we're
doing
done.
that. Please give us a review if you can on iTunes. 5-star would be great. It helps us get our podcast out there more and involves us with other podcasts that are rock and metal podcasts. Podchaser is another great place to give a good review. It's a great place to check out all your favorite podcasts, and you can give us a review on there. It'd be awesome. Thanks for interacting with us on Facebook and Twitter and sharing our episodes and liking our videos that we put out every week. Spread the word out there. Share us around. And before we get going tonight, I want to say that I went to see Ghost last night with Chris Granza, that has been a co-host on the show many times here. It was cool. It was different.
Rumor has it you had to line up for sex.
Yeah. I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, we almost had to have sex with the band, which was really weird. I'll get into that in a minute. But cool show. The stage was cool. There was no opening band.
That was not on the level.
That was not on the level. It was not square. They're a very, very symmetrical band on stage. There's like the two guitar players play the same style guitar, but one's white and one's black, and they're like on both sides. The bass player guy's in the middle on the steps, and the singer's in the middle, but back and forth. Then there's an opening spot at the top where the steps go up, and then there's the drums, and then there's another guitar player up next to him. And then on the other side of that, there's this keyboard setup with two keyboard players, two female, two ghoulisses, I will say, because they're all named the nameless schools, right?
The Nameless Schools.
The Nameless Schools. Cool set. Definitely a different band. They're a band out there, I think, that are a refreshing difference, I think, for everything that else is out there. Whether you like them or hate them, they're definitely different. They have a different sound. Like, you would think they were, like, heavier than they are, but they got a really lot of melodic stuff out there. But it was a cool show. They did a set, and then they did an intermission. But when they came back, and we saw the show in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania at the Kirby Center. And this seems like a venue that something fucked up happens a lot at. We saw Ace Frehley there the one year, and he got sick during the show, and they didn't come out for an encore, and no one knew what the hell was going on. But when Ghost came back on, there was the singer, the bass player, white guitar guy, or black guitar guy, no white guitar guy. Word has it that he went out back to have a cigarette in between sets, and he fell and fucked up his leg or something.
I like to think that the ghost of Yngwie playing haunted him to the point where he had to get off stage and...
Yeah. And when they came out, like, you could hear him playing, but he just wasn't on the stage. But he came out when they did, like, the bow at the end. There were two parts of the show that was really weird for me. Him introducing the band took probably 20 minutes. Now, they're all the nameless, right?
The Nameless Ghouls.
I want to say faceless ghouls. They're all the nameless ghouls. But it took him like 5 minutes. There's 8 people in this band. It took him like 5 minutes at least to introduce each ghoul. And they're the same name, people. And him introducing the drummer was really weird. If the video's out there, just watch it because it's really bizarre. It's really, really bizarre. Me and Chris were kind of looking at each other, and I'm like, dude, like, wrap it the fuck up. Just play some more music. And then they ended the set, and then they went off, and they came back on. And usually, the band ends, and the people clap, and they come back on, they start up. he talked for 15 minutes. And he said how that he talked to he didn't say the mayor, he said the supervisor of the town or blah, 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 or he, said it in some weird way. And then he said, we're not going to do that. We're going to have everybody leave the theater and go across the street. We're going to have sex with everybody. Which we're like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was really, I know he's trying to be witty and funny, but it was just disturbing.
Well, that's the name of the game with these Swedish
guys. But it's but there's disturbing and there's weird disturbing. That was just, ew.
We love all of our fans from Sweden.
Hey, they were great musically. They were excellent, but that just creeped me out. That part, it was really weird, but it was a really good show. It was cool.
Yeah, I saw some pictures, and the stage looks amazing. It's almost like stained glass windows and marble steps. It was a really, really cool stage setup. And what kind of surprised me, which I couldn't even name one Ghost song, but I have a picture in my mind of Ghost as somewhat like a pope, which Dylan has enlightened me with the story that the Pope is dead, and now there's just the guy with the suit and tie on. So I was really confused. But the stage part, it was spot on, amazing.
It was really cool. It was a good show.
I saw 2 videos from it, but nothing of him talking. Just actual playing the band. It sounded good. Now that you have mentioned that, I have to dig deeper.
Yeah, I'm sure someone will have that on video. It was really, really weird, but it was a good show though. We left there. It was cool.
I wish I could have gone. I'm sad that you guys missed Rats, which
we got there a little late.
Such a good song.
I went down to. I don't know if you want to even leave this in, Dylan, but I went. It's a funny story. Me fucking up again. So I had the tickets in my vehicle, so I go to pick up Chris, and then he says he'll drive to the venue. So we're going on the highway, and I left the tickets in my fucking car. So we had to get off the highway, drive back to his house, get the tickets, go back down, and that made us late. So we literally missed the first song, which is my favorite song. So
fun time.
I was like, fuck. Damn it. I'm like, dude, you gotta get off the exit. Why? The tickets are at your house. He's like, fuck. Come on. So that's on me. So I'm gonna have to watch the video so I can at least see the beginning of the concert.
Because that's the one song that.
That's the one song I wanted to see.
Yeah, and it wasn't on their live album because that album wasn't out.
It wasn't out yet. No.
So.
But it was cool though. It was cool. It was a good show.
Yeah.
And hey, it was better than sitting home doing nothing.
Yeah.
True.
All right. What are we listening to, people? Dylan, what do you got going?
I was cranking some Rush today on the way to and from work. Listening to Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres, both amazing albums that are a really good brother and sister pairing because Farewell to Kings ends with Cygnus 1 and then Hemispheres picks right back up with Cygnus 2. So they're kind of just back-to-back really awesome listens. I just it brings me back because The Trees used to be my favorite Rush song of all time.
It's not anymore.
It's not anymore. That's By Torn the Snow Dog now. But they're just 2 fantastic albums. Some of the songs are long. I mean, Cygnus 2 is 18 minutes long, but the musicianship in it is amazing, as is every other Rush song. So.
But the album overall is not even 40 minutes long.
Yeah, it's 38 minutes, and La Via Strangiato is in there too, which is an amazing instrumental. And a really bold way to end an album. So check those 2 albums out if you haven't already.
Yeah, and we did a Rush episode a couple episodes back with Mark Anthony Kay. We're going to continue that series also. We're going to do the next phase of albums. And those are the next 2, and then Permanent Waves is after that. BC, what do you got going?
I'm going off format this week, and I was listening to the new Steve Perry, Traces.
Oh, how was that? I've been curious about how it is.
He's just, to me, a phenomenal. His voice, he is not missed a step. It's a little bit of a mix of some upbeat, but mainly a little Miller stuff, but he can still bring it. I mean,
I've heard the opposite actually, that he doesn't sound as good anymore. But I guess I'll have to listen to myself.
There you go.
Jury's out. I haven't checked that. I saw 2 of the videos that came out when that album was coming out.
Is it going to make your end of the year list?
No. But no, I mean, I just got it.
Good for a change of pace.
It is. I mean, And the band, I did not delve into it. I just got it there today and literally listened before coming to work the other night and a little bit today in the car. But it's very different. Not bad different, just different. I mean, not hard rock.
Cool. BB, what do you got going?
I got a little Heaven's Edge from some other place, some other time. I love that album. Mark Evans' voice is just so amazing on that album, and the band they're so tight. Right out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Almost 20 minutes.
What album cover do you get?
Just a plain old.
Because there's 2 album covers for it.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how that came about. I don't know if it's the one that was kind of released.
Right.
There's one that one, and then there's one with kind of a world, and I gotta dig that up.
I've seen that one too.
Yeah. And I didn't know that one.
Yeah, they're good. Actually,
what a great album, man.
Speaking of Heaven's Edge, they were just announced as one of the bands for M3 this year.
Correct.
And that's going to be May 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think. Meriwether Post Pavilion down in Columbia, Maryland. BC and I, we've been to every one so far, and we're not going to break the streak this year. We will definitely be there. We're not sure who else is going or is going to be able to go. Jury's still out.
Yeah. We'll see what Carbondale area baseball says.
There's gonna be snow up in Pennsylvania in May. You're gonna be able to go, no problem. So we will definitely be there at M3, and definitely looking for. And I'll tell you what, if you see Heaven's Edge playing anywhere, I know I absolutely said this before. Go see them. They were great band live, excellent band live. And me, I've been listening to a couple different things. Actually, I played it for BC the other night, and he was kind of not like really enjoying it too much. The music he liked, but the vocals. The new Amon Amarth.
Oh, Amarth or
Amon Amarth, or I don't know, however you pronounce that. If you're a fan, I apologize. Please let me know how you
listen to them.
Pronounce that. It's called The Pursuit of Vikings live at the Summer Breeze. The music is fucking cranking.
I don't mind the vocals for that. It was the other thing you played.
It was the other one. Oh, the Deaf Heaven.
Yeah,
Deaf Heaven.
That was a little...
You're going to be hearing more of that.
good.
You're going to be hearing more of that, too. Not tonight, but Amon Amarth, it was cool. I mean, just like...
But the vocals...
Cranking band, like check the BB. You won't like it because there's Cookie Monster.
Oh
vocals.
yeah, no idea.
But I'll tell you what. You could get the music is so cranking in this band. You could get past it. You could absolutely get past it.
vocals aren't that bad.
They're not that bad.
No, they're
like some parts are like really like that, but like there's other parts where he's like mostly clean vocals.
Right.
That and I've been delving back into Little Rainbow Rising. Love that album. I will fight anybody that says that Stargazer is better than A Light in Black because I think it's the far more superior son. But
yeah, Stargazer is.
It is not. Definitely, I think the best Rainbow album out there. And so you guys get out there, check these out. BC's listening to Steve Perry, Traces, Little Heaven's Edge for BB. Dylan's got some Rush, Farewell to Kings and Hemispheres going. I have a little Amon Amarth. God, I wish I knew what the correct pronunciation. For I can't even pronunciation.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
You busted me on mine.
And Rainbow Rising for me. So check those out, you guys. And right now we will take a little news break. All right, and in the news this week, you guys, one of the guitar players in Cannibal Corpse, Pat O'Brien, was arrested. Apparently, he was broke into someone's house, and I guess he knocked a lady down and ran through people's yards and shit. And all this took place while his house was burning down. So, and I don't know what the fuck happened there. And all the firefighters said they had ammunition going off in the house, and there were 2 flamethrowers there that kind of hindered operations, I guess.
They were left over from the last tour.
Yeah. And I guess that he came at them with a knife and they tased him. That motherfucker's lucky he didn't get shot. They could have just blew him away, and it would have been like, hey, the dude came at us with a knife. What do you think?
I'm kind of speechless on this.
Right. I guess when you're having a bad day, you're having a really bad day.
Hey, he reaches breaking point, I guess.
I guess. Jesus Christ.
If you told me it was like a member of Duran Duran who did this, I wouldn't be surprised. But I would be surprised. But Cannibal Corpse, that it seems par for the course for that kind of band.
It's crazy. It's a crazy story though. Like, and they had him on.
I'll say
they had him being arraigned. They had like an anti-suicide vest on him. When I don't even know what that even is. And our condolences go out to the Gene Simmons family. His mom Florence passed away last week, and sorry Gene and Sophie and Nick and Shannon. Sorry, guys. Yeah, and I mean, she was a big thing in Gene's life. I mean, he always talked about her.
Literally all the time. But he even wrote a song, "My Mother is the Greatest Woman in the World." That was like one of the first songs he ever wrote. That didn't make it to any Kiss album, but
I don't even think it's on the.
Is it on the Vault?
It's not on the Vault either. No.
I just remember
maybe it's going to be on the Vault too.
Ooh,
Paul Stanley was talking about it in his autobiography, and they worshipped each other, Gene and his mom.
Hey, I mean, she was a Holocaust survivor. It's good for her. That's old school people definitely. Def Leppard, they achieved the highest fan vote for the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame.
The Crock and Bull Hall.
Crock and whatever. And so they beat out Stevie Nicks and I don't know who else. Duran Duran? Was Duran Duran one?
Duran Duran was not one of them.
No?
I think they're already in.
Oh, you just said
Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan again.
She didn't get in.
Radiohead.
She didn't get the nod. Radiohead.
Radiohead's getting... I'm telling you, though.
Isn't there like an
Radiohead,
MC5 or something?
Don't get in.
Radiohead is getting in, and my offer still stands. If they don't get in, I will listen to...
They like... They like that
Kid Rock album front to back.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what does the fan vote count for? It counts for
like a small portion of it.
Hey guys, but we won thanks to the fan vote.
We did.
Podcast of the year.
Thank you, everybody out there, for voting.
Don't bash the fan vote.
No, absolutely.
Well, we're not bashing it, but
it's a little different than the Northeast PA voting, because they have common sense there, not the.
So maybe there's a little glimmer of hope for Def Leppard and any hard rock music down the line. So
because I think they're kind of running out of bands to put in, so they're gonna have to put some of these guys in.
I mean, Def Leppard is a pretty popular band, just in the grand scheme of things. Like, you turn on the radio, there's a good chance you'll hear like Rock of Ages or
you hear them all. You hear them all the time. Absolutely.
Bring On the Heartbreak.
Yeah, we just are going to be talking about them
next week.
All right. One more quick thing here. BC and I went to the New Jersey Kiss Expo on Sunday. It was a 3-day event. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We were only able to go on Sunday, which was like the pinnacle day. Ace and awesome Ace Frehley Band did the 78 solo album in its entirety. And let's talk about the expo for us before we get into the show. What'd you think, BC?
No, the last day, like you said, a lot of things were already sold and gone. Some people have to leave on Sunday. Vendor-wise, it was, I guess, smaller than, say, Friday and Saturday. But some cool stuff there, but nothing that made me jump.
There was. I'm kicking myself in the ass. I should have got that Spirit of 76 poster.
Well, and apparently you were telling me you might have missed out on Sonic Boom. There was a glimpse of that.
I've been looking for Sonic Boom on vinyl, and it's like mucho dinero to get it. And when Phil Souse was there Friday, he was kind of doing a Facebook Live thing, and he was going through showing the vendors, and he showed our buddy Ed Spangenberg from Click Tees. You can get your Potter Than Hell podcast gear from him on there, and also the cool Kiss shirts that he had. Not official Kiss shirts, but you guys know what I mean. Right. And he was showing the tables, and I saw a vinyl copy of Sonic Boom sitting on someone's table. And of course, I'm sure it was long gone. It probably went on Friday. And I thought it was cool. It was scaled back because there were vendors in the hall where the band played, and I guess they took all them tables and stuff out of there, and they kind of consolidated everything for Sunday because there were some vendors that had to leave and stuff. And but there was some cool stuff. BC showed up here tonight. We're actually checking out some vinyl, and I bought way more vinyl than I thought I did.
Oops.
And
I hate when that happens.
But all good stuff, though. All good stuff.
I swore it was only 3 records.
Yeah. That was in the first 5 minutes. And we hooked up with our buddy Rob Kelleher and his awesome wife Carol. Chris Granza was there. And we hooked up with those guys. We had some beers and had a bullshit session. And Peter Ciceri, we talked to from I Love It Loudcast. We saw Ed Spangenberg there. Courtney Cronin-Dold we saw there. Craig Gass. And got to say hello to those guys and stuff. And it was cool. It was a cool vibe. There was no bullshit or nothing like that. And when they had the line to get in, it was like the whole length of the hotel.
Yeah.
And Peter Ciceri told me, he said, some guy just told me that they don't think that there's going to be enough room for everybody in there, so they may turn people away. And I was like, oh, crazy. I didn't say, that's probably news to BC because I didn't say anything. Because we were just get mad. We were just hanging out having a couple of beers, so I figured, fuck it, we're gonna get in there, and we did get in there, and
there was room.
There was room. Yeah, there was room to spare actually.
I mean, I don't know what the
maybe that was a hype.
No, the big thing was the fire
codes and stuff like that, because they made the vendors pack up pretty much before the show started, which I don't know why, because it was in a separate hallway from the hall.
It's the escape route.
Yeah, well, true, but they weren't blocking any doors anyway, so I don't know. But and actually, by the time we got in there, the Aces band, were just playing Kiss songs. They did like Baby Driver.
Does anybody know who that was?
Huh?
Does anybody know who the girl was?
I don't know. If you guys out there, if you were there,
it was Lita Ford.
No. Some girl came up and she sang some songs, and she was too screechy. I mean,
Did she
sang
with
okay.
Aces band or another band?
No, she sang with Aces band. They were doing like a warm up thing.
Oh, okay. That wasn't during like the whole solo
no
thing.
No, that was just prior to it. Because like they literally got done. She walked off the stage and Ace walked down the stage.
I see.
And all they did was the Ace solo album. Came out. Of course, you guys know the track listing there. Rip It Out sounded good. Speeding Back to My Baby was cool. And I feel vindicated after my Ace Frehley rant that you can do good if you fucking practice.
He did.
You know, he had a little help with the teleprompter, which I don't mind that at all. No. And he didn't sing everything. Jeremy sang Ozone, and Matt Starr sang Wiped Out, which you couldn't hear at all. The PA system, I think, shit the bed like halfway through. Snowblind, it blanked out.
But it came back a little bit.
Came back a little bit, but not all the way. The vocals, but it was cool to see. Ace did great. I give it up when it's good. It was good. A couple of the songs, like Fractured Mirror, sounded a little flat, I thought.
New York Groove.
New York Groove. I went to take a piss during New York Groove.
You preferred the acoustic version.
I prefer no version. So that was a good time. We had a really good time. Met a lot of cool people. Shot the shit with everybody. Had a good ride down and back, and it was awesome. Looking forward to the next one. And we'll go right back into the show. All right, this week's episode, we are going to... we kicked around this idea for quite a while, and actually, for me, it was one of the more difficult episodes for me to get my picks for. We're going to do kind of like a Decades Jukebox. We're going to make it a series. So we didn't want to start. We figured, people would expect us to start like, all right, let's start in the 70s. So 70 to 79 or whatever. But we decided to go backwards. I couldn't think it was backwards or forwards. And so we're going to go like 2010 up until last year, 2017. But then we're going to do a couple wild card picks up there to round out our decade, since
Keeping in the decade, since it's only 2018.
Yeah. So we got 2 years to go. And on our year-end episode, we're going to pick our favorite song from 2018. So we're going 2010 to 2017. 2 wild cards from those from all those years. You could pick, whatever. We just encourage you to not pick the same band. BC. You can't have all Lizzie Borden on this.
They were reissued this year. That's for the end of the year.
Yeah. So before we get going, let's just go around the table. We'll start with BB. How'd you approach picking these here?
Well, first I kind of looked in somewhat of the library. I have it on my computer and songs on my phone. And then there were certain years I kind of had some trouble with, so I actually had to go on and search up maybe like from Loudwire or Wikipedia, trying to find certain albums that were released.
You knew they were out, but you didn't know what year.
Right. And it's like like we said on this podcast millions of times, there's so much music out there, and it gets so jobbled up now, and your brain's just like a blender. So I kind of had a thing, because there was a couple, definitely one year I had a tough time, and I actually had to really go and dig deep and find something that I was gonna add to this list. But it's just
It's gonna be interesting, I think.
yeah, I think it is too.
I think maybe there might be a couple bands maybe that may cross over, but I don't think songs. That's gonna be interesting to see. What do you think, BC?
I went to the wall of CDs.
BC's got the great wall of CDs in his extra room in his house.
Right about 1,100 CDs. So. And I thought, and there was a lot of them like, ooh. And I went to it.
Forgot
and it was like 2009. And I'm like, shit.
We'll see. You could have
So there
memories.
you go. You have so much time on your hands. Start separate them by friggin'
By year. Yeah. No more alphabetical shit. By
Yeah.
year.
Right here.
Just like the good old days when Dylan used to dump out the CDs and just
Yeah. Oh, wait till I get into how my CD. Go ahead, Don.
I went back through my Apple Music, and I thought about songs that really stuck with me throughout the years, like what ones that I kept coming back to, even past that year. It really just dug deep and thought, what are like the songs that I can remember the first time I heard during that year, and like what really just stood the test of time for me. So I really wanted to go for the songs that are still circulating in my playlists today.
Yeah, I did a kind of a hybrid of BC and BB. I went to
And he completely ignored Dylan's way of doing things.
No, and Dylan's. I'm sorry. I did yours. Once I got albums, I went through like songs in my head. I went through a lot of my CDs, but I have a CD rack up in my spare bedroom in the front of like my bedroom, and we have this cat in our house now, and the whole top shelf of my CDs are fucking knocked on the floor.
And her name is Jovi, named after Bon Jovi.
Jovi.
The cat needs fucking
Jovi
riddling.
and the Pussycats?
The fucking cat needs riddling.
He gives Jovi a bad.
So I did a kind of a mix. I went through some CDs. Yeah. So I did kind of a mix. So I went through the CDs. I did some online stuff and everything. So and it was interesting, and it was tough to narrow it down. I think some of the choices I had, because I did a playlist of a bunch of them. I think I had 86 songs on there. So it was tough to narrow it down. So let's kick off with BC tonight.
2010.
2010. I don't know. To me, there's quite a few, but I'm going to narrow it down to the boys from the West Coast, Y&T, with their album Face Melter. But the Blind Patriot, I guess, song that sticks out and grabs you. It grabs me, I should say, not grabs you, but grabs me when I'm listening to it.
I don't recognize that song from Y&T. I'll be honest.
Great song. Face Melter is a friggin' phenomenal album. We talked about that when we did the Y&T episode with Sonny, and fantastic. Great pick.
Yeah, that was in my category of 2010, but then I realized, something else came out in 2010. I'm going to take Face Melter off and throw something else in. So,
Well, tell us what it is.
What is it?
well, if you guys have been listening for the last 70-some episodes, you know it's Black Label Society.
there you
God.
Starting right out of the
We're
gate.
seeing right out of the gate.
I hope they didn't have 10 albums out in this decade.
No, I
They
didn't do
had
that
quite
one.
a bit. They had quite a bit.
Yeah,
What do you got?
2010, August, they released Order of the Black.
that's a good album.
They open up with Crazy Horse. I am also going to open up my jukebox with Crazy Horse. You got those crashing drums and the way in Zach's just amazing riffs. It just a great way to start off a jukebox.
That is one that I do remember fondly. That was probably my Black Label Society album that I remember putting on multiple times. 'Cause
Right.
I remember. I think they played that song live when they opened for Judas Priest.
Yes.
And it was really
because he
good.
comes out with a big Indian headdress.
Yeah, that's right. That's
and
right.
That's how he started.
That's a fantastic Black Label Society song.
I like it. That's an album I can listen to about like 3 songs and then I get sick of the vocals. But it's a great album opener, and I forgot about him doing that with the headdress still. That was cool.
Now is Overlord on that album too?
Yes, it's
That's-
that song too.
That's
That
an
is
awesome song.
and that is
That was a good tune.
also Bearded Zach.
Bearded. Yep.
I think it was only Unbearded Zach for like maybe a couple of years, right?
Yeah, that was.
There's Pride and Glory, the Book of Shadows,
There was a
and
couple Ozzy albums.
yeah, then,
He was unbearded with Ozzy when he first.
Right.
yeah. After that, it's,
They would do a bearded rocker episode.
But that album made my 2010, but not that song.
right.
Was that the year we almost got killed?
We went to see Priest.
No, like back label down in Philly. I don't know what year. I don't know what year.
Children of Bodom.
Children Bold.
Oh my God, that may have been a little bit earlier.
I think it was earlier than that.
I'm trying to think. That may have been the Mafia, 2000.
Might have been after that, maybe. I don't know.
I could have sworn they did some of this.
Maybe it was
Could be.
before.
But hey,
Huh, we'll look it
I've
up.
been to so many goddamn concerts.
I know, everything blends
Everything
together.
Yep.
Yeah. Great pick though. Good start. Good strong start. Dylan.
My pick is also going to be pretty heavy. This is actually, this song was the first time I ever saw a Wall of Death. This band was playing with, were they playing with Megadeth? I think.
Yes.
They were with Megadeth and another band. I can't remember what it was, but it's Exodus off of Exhibit B, The Human Condition.
Nice.
The song is called March of the Sycophants. It is like a really awesome, cool song about the hypocrisy of religion and things like that. It has a lot of awesome time changes and a lot of really cool moments in the song. It goes from pretty straightforward like thrash to especially heavy thrash that's just like punch you in the face, and it's the perfect song to do a Wall of Death to. I was pretty scared shitless being on the floor when that happened, because the singer's like, I want to see a fucking Wall of Death right now. And like you saw half of the crowd part to the left, the other half go to the right, and the rest of us just backed up slowly. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah, that was a crazy concert, and Rob Dukes was the singer for Exodus at that time, and I absolutely think he's my favorite Exodus singer. I mean, the Paul Zuzza guy is back now. I prefer Rob Dukes. I thought he was fucking excellent, and that guy can fucking shred guitar like no one's business. There's a video series out. I may have talked about it before when they were recording that Exhibit B, The Human Condition album. It shows actually Andy Sneap, best producer ever, and Rob Dukes shredding in the studio recording that Exodus album. But that song, Dylan, is a great song, and you're right. The time changes are great. It's a pit song. It is just, you just want to start a fucking pit when you hear that song.
And they do.
Yeah, I it's funny. I was most excited to hear Dylan's list tonight because I know you're genre guys, and Dylan's all over the place, and he sucks me right in. I'm like,
You don't know what's going to come.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be Exodus or Foo Fighters or the remastered, reissued of David Bowie, but
Foo Fighters are out of format.
definitely.
You might see Foo Fighters later. I almost had David Bowie actually for
See?
2016, but another song edged it out.
I like it.
Exodus. I mean,
There you go. The first one.
I earned the first.
we saw. Where did we see them? Where did you put it? There's again so many concerts.
Were you at the one that was?
You were there. You were at that show with us.
It was with Megadeth. They did that was the Rust in,
Yeah, that's what I was at.
that was
Cultural Center on Scranton.
That was the Rust in Peace
Yeah.
full album.
Yeah.
We all went back
Yeah.
and forth.
That was the song that happened. in.
Yeah.
I was, like I said, so many concerts. They all blend together. That's why I was trying to clarify that I was there.
Yeah.
I mean that's.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Pit
Great
more
song too. If you want to get a pit, throw that fucking song in.
That riff is so fun too.
I'm gonna go 2010. I'm gonna go with the comeback of a band that we rocked to for fucking years. They kind of imploded. The singer went and did his own thing, and you really hadn't heard much about this band for a while. But when they came back out, German band, they had an American singer when they came back called Mark Taranello. And it's the band is Accept, and they come out with Blood of the Nations album. This album, front to back, is if we were doing this podcast back in 2010, this would have been my top album of that year. It fucking rocks. There's not even close to being a bad song on that album. But the song I'm gonna pick is Teutonic Terror. It was the first song that they released. This song epitomizes, I think, Accept. And this song, when this came out, this is like, hey, we're back. Fuck you guys. This song is going to kick you in the ass, put you down on the ground, beat the fuck out of you, punch your face in, and then we're going to keep going. I just absolutely love the song. When I hear that, this is a song that, like, if I was like a boxer or something like that, I would listen to the song to get like pumped up before a fight.
I agree because that's in my pool of 2010
Nice.
albums and songs that really stuck out with me. And like you said, they came back and it was like, holy shit. I mean, not that they were bad before, but
No, and they've had a bunch of albums out with Mark since then.
and every one keeps getting better and better. That's a band that keeps getting kind of harder too. Every album
yeah.
gets
Yeah.
like punches you more.
That was gonna make my list, but I knew that you were gonna pick that. I freaking love that song. I love right before the singing starts, like the solo bass part, like where it's got such an awesome, just like driving groove to it that it's like it's not like a punch you in the face like thrash song.
There's a build
it's
to
just
it.
It's just like a nice just steadily coming at you, ready to strike. Really awesome song.
Yeah, definitely a great album, front to back. It's spectacular, and I remember seeing it. And I'm like, oh, that's a really good album, and just not, Zach kind of pulled it for me. But once again, that front to back, that's an amazing album. If you guys have not heard this album, please go out and just give it a, Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever you want. Just go check this out because. Except, like BC said, just keeps getting it better and better.
And that album is massively expensive on vinyl.
Beat the Bastards. It's another good one from there.
Oh yeah,
The Abyss is like friggin'
good.
phenomenal on that album.
Is Time Machine on there
Time
too?
Machine is a bonus track on there, and that's one of my favorite songs on there. Fucking fantastic. BC, what's your next pick, my friend?
Wait, are we still in 2010 or are we going to 2011?
No, 2011.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Just wanted to clarify.
2011 was the hardest year for me because I don't know, again going to my own collection because you can pick stuff but if I don't have it, I didn't want to pick it. So
Well, I mean, you made it hard on yourself.
I made it real hard on myself. But I'm gonna go with the Boys and Warrant with the new vocalist Robert Mason with their first album with Sex Ain't Love.
Oh, you're not going Supersonic Sex Machine?
no, Sex Ain't Love is a fantastic song.
Off of the Rockaholic, when they've been together with Robert for a few years at this time, and finally put new material out with them, which I think Robert Mason's phenomenal. I mean, if you could replace Gene Lane, replace him with Robert Mason, but this is song starts off their album and just kicks you right down.
And I believe that we got that album like 5 days early at M3, like on CD.
We did.
We did.
Yeah, and I remember we listened to it a couple times all the way home.
That was so. That's
I
a
think-
great song.
I think they played that Sex Ain't Love.
They did.
I think so.
They
We're
did
like,
play that. We're like,
That was
what
before
is that?
Warrant started doing like the half of the set is slow songs. The other half is like good song. But that is a kick-ass song from that album. A really good album too. A nice kind of stamp that Robert Mason makes on the band.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say BC's like kicking me in the ass already because I had a song picked from that album, but I'll do a different pick when it's my turn. But I had Dusty's Revenge.
Oh, yeah,
on
you
that.
love that song, yeah.
But
I mean,
Sex Ain't Love that was the song they first came out and they said, hey, here's a new song.
Really?
And we were like, holy shit.
It just
But it was so cool that it's actually the second album that they had out that they had with Janie Lane not in the band because they recorded the one album with Jamie St. James.
yeah.
But it was years and years before. But it was finally good to see Warrant come out with an album with Robert Mason, like you said, who had been with them for several years already, and they finally came out. And it's a really, really strong album. There's some mid-tempo songs on there,
they're good.
But they're really good. They're really good. So you guys out there, if you have not checked out the Warrant album, Rockaholic, check it out, seriously. Don't say, Janie Lane's not in the band, blah, blah, blah. It is a great album. You will not be sorry. If you like any of the Warrant stuff, it's not nothing like, Belly to Belly or anything like that, but it's like a good return to the rockin' stuff that they did. So definitely check that out.
And it's also a good lesson because sex is not love, everybody.
It's
is
just
not.
sex.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. But I thought 2011 was a
forget.
great year for music. Like, I really had I think I had maybe like 3 or 4. I'm like, well, I'll pick this one and this one, and I'll throw this one in, like the extra bonus. And I'm like, no. But I thought 2011, you look back, it was amazing music. And
I'm sure I'm missing tons.
and like we said, like we listened to that album at least probably twice on the way home from M3. And we were just blown
They
away.
played that song. They said you can pick this up over at the merch stand.
Right.
And
Like, it was so good we listened to it twice.
They sold at least 3 copies from us guys that day.
Yeah, it was so good we listened to it twice.
Cool. Dylan, what's your next pick?
Now I have 2 from 2011. Should I do both of them now?
No, do the other one later.
Okay. 2011 was a really formative year for me for music. It's really where I started getting into like my own kind of stuff and really branching out to try and see like what do I like besides like the rock stuff I've been
what am
listening
I
to.
putting my stamp on?
Yeah. These songs are still rock songs, but they're things that I really enjoyed. I was gonna put because Foo Fighters came out with Wasting Light this year, and like that's my favorite Foo Fighters album. But we talked about that.
talked about Rope.
We talked about that album and Rope and Bridges Burning. So I didn't want to pick that because I wanted to have a little diversity. So the first song that I'll talk about from 2011, and the other one I'll do when we do our bonus tracks, I guess, is going to be from Bullet for My Valentine, who I also saw at Scranton Cultural Center. And also saw a mosh pit there.
Yeah.
And I think it was actually on this tour too. It's from the Fever album, which is my favorite album from them. It's so good. It's called The Last Fight. Just a really driving song, a really awesome, like punch you in the face song. Some really cool dual guitar moments where it sounds almost like a cross between Maiden and Avenged Sevenfold. How the guitars click together. Really awesome riffs in this song. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar specifically with this song, but honestly, anything off of that album you could have picked. Like Your Betrayal's great, Fever, Pleasure and Pain is awesome too. Alone is a great song, but I really like The Last Fight. It's a song that really hits me the right way.
I like Bullet for My Valentine. We went down, we saw them a couple months ago.
Yeah,
down at the Sherman
Strasbourg.
Theater.
Yeah,
And they played that song.
they did. Yep.
It was really good. A great live band.
I was with you guys, right?
Yeah, I think you were.
Because I remember seeing.
Yeah, because
we
Black
went to
Tide,
Black Tide, I think. Okay, I was there. Yeah.
and Escape the Fate, I think, was the other band.
Escape the Fate. Yes. Okay.
No, not the show I was just
No,
talking about.
no,
but the
one
first show. The first
one I
show.
was
that he was
talking
talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Because that's back when they were having like quite a few concerts at the
Yeah, at the Cultural Center.
Yeah.
It was in the ballroom.
The
wasn't it?
ballroom too. Yeah, we're like walking. I was like, whoa, this is different.
Yeah.
But no, I remember.
And the blood on the floor after that concert.
After the one pit, yes.
There was so much blood on the floor.
I went to a wedding a year after, and the bloodstains were still there. I mean, but no, a great band. I mean, it's a band I've gotten into, not tremendously, but definitely getting into.
Yeah, I'm definitely not 100% sure of the song, but I remember we were going somewhere, and I want to say it was your CD that you had a Bullet for My Valentine's. That's the first time I heard it. The three of us, maybe Dylan was there. We were going somewhere, and I remember I was sitting behind the driver. I'm like, wow, you guys are really good. And I never really. They were good at that moment. I just never.
We'll have to give you a starter
went
kit.
to.
Yeah, listen to Fever, like that album.
See, I wish I knew when.
So good.
But like, it was one of their first one or their second album.
Might have been Screaming Fire.
And somebody, I want to say you had it, and we were listening to it.
I have 2 or 3.
I don't like their new album that just came out this year.
No, it's kind of electronic
They
kind
go a little
of
mainstream,
tones in there.
like
All right.
metalcore-ish, and it doesn't feel like them.
Right.
But that didn't really come out when they played live this year, though, because they were like
No, they
pretty
heavied up
straightforward,
the
just
songs, yeah.
heavy to fuck it up.
They were so good live.
Yeah. All right, good pick, Dylan.
And their lighting guy should get a Medal of Honor because their lighting was spot on.
Yeah,
So- Sorry.
BB, 2011.
2011. How about we go back to September 27th
Okay.
with
Let's do it.
the voice of Skid Row with Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
Kicking and
We're gonna
Screaming
go
album.
kicking and screaming album, and we're just gonna go kicking and screaming. We're gonna go album. We're gonna go song, kicking and screaming. this song is just so great. It's so raw, and there's just three guys making music, and this kid, Nick Sterling, his name is. He wrote every song on the album, and I don't know what he's doing now because I tried to almost find him today.
Yeah,
Dropped off the face of the earth.
Dropped off the face of the
But
earth.
man, oh man, he had a writing credit for every song on the album. He started playing with Sebastian when he was 19 in Finland. He was 21 when they released this album, and this kid can shred the strings right off that 6-string guitar. But I like I said, I tried to find him. I had no clue what he's doing, but
He's selling shoes.
he may be selling
You never
shoes.
know.
I don't know, but this album is so good,
Yes.
and the vocals, and even the stories of the songs, and the way that Nick plays on this album is just so great. And just knowing how young he is, I have no clue where he is, but "Kicking and Screaming" from Sebastian Bach is just a kick-ass song from 2011.
Fucking great album.
If he is selling shoes, he could use Kicking and Screaming as the name.
That's probably the name of his shoe
Kicking and
place.
screaming shoes. Guaranteed a kick, and the person will scream. But that's funny. As soon as that came out of your mouth, I'm like, where the fuck that was? I had that somewhere. Did not get on this piece of paper, but I remember he was a phenomenal guy, and there's a lot of people don't like Sebastian Bach. That he's kind of got an attitude, but his solo stuff to me is cranking. He gets a little crazy with this
Attitude.
attitude every now and then.
Sure,
but
I think that was one thing I actually did read when I was trying to find where Nick was, that he left because of contract, something or other, with Sebastian Bach singing the songs that he wrote on ATX, whatever the cable.
Access.
That's it.
yeah,
So
'cause
that's where his
Oh, Access TV.
Access
Yeah.
TV.
because they did something
put a
from
ton of
they were
shit.
there
Yeah.
from M3 one year.
Yeah, MT, yeah.
But that has something to do with that. That's why he left.
Yeah, it's a good song. This era of Sebastian Bach is always just overshadowed for me by him yelling at the crowd at M3.
And M3,
That was the same year.
I got
It was the
97
same
million
year, right?
fucking
That was the same year.
Facebook followers.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna start this song over now. Stand up.
God,
Yeah,
2011, we went to
he
a lot of
fucking
concerts.
screamed at the crowd because they weren't getting into the new song. But he didn't even give anyone a chance to get into the new
He,
song.
he stopped the show.
Fucking freaked out.
Then he screamed again when he started playing, like, I can't remember, like maybe Monkey Business, and like
And then he was like, "Oh,
this
you
is the song that you guys wanted to hear, and now I'm playing, and you guys aren't cheering." Like, come on, man.
Yeah, he was a
Be
massive
professional.
dick at that show.
Oh, he has to realize
Yeah.
where he's at. But
And that whole album, you're right, BB. That is a fantastic album. And his solo stuff I really enjoy, but I think that is the best of his solo stuff. That album, it's just it's phenomenal. It's got a great feel to it, and it's actually one of his albums that I think is the most consistent throughout the whole album. I think.
Yeah,
it's got a
that-
good
that-
consistency.
that's a good way to
to
put it.
And that's why I didn't like some of the other stuff, because it was a little bit here, a little bit there. But this one was kind of a really well put together album. Great pick. And actually, that was on my narrowing down list. My pick is going to be, and this is talked about this guy actually a couple episodes ago. He was on the Kiss Cruise this year, and this guy, every band that he's been in, he has changed the sound of the band. I'm talking about Doug Aldrich. He was on the 2011 Whitesnake Forevermore album. If you listen to the Whitesnake stuff with Doug Aldrich, listen to the Dio stuff with Doug Aldrich, listen to the Dead Daisy stuff with Doug Aldrich, it all has that signature Doug Aldrich sound. He changed the sound of these bands for these albums that he was on. Absolutely for the better. And the song that I picked is Steal Your Heart Away. It is the opening track on the Forevermore album. I can't even say it, but just absolutely phenomenal. And Whitesnake played M3 that year also, and they did that song on there. And Doug Aldrich is just a fucking absolute monster guitar player, great talent. David Coverdale was still sounding great. I believe Marco Mendoza was still in the band at the time. I want to say Brian Tishy was the drummer when we saw them there for that album. I'm
pretty sure.
pretty sure. But just
Pretty sure.
he's a Doug Aldrich is a game changer, and he absolutely gave Whitesnake a great friggin' sound. And not taking anything at all away from the awesome Red Beach that is the other guitar player in Whitesnake, who is still there. Absolutely phenomenal. Those guys just fucking absolutely gelled. And that's a very underrated Whitesnake album, I think. Go out and listen to Forevermore. It is a really, really good goddamn album. So, Steal Your Heart Away.
Yeah, definitely. And one of those songs on that album, Love Will Set You Free, almost made my album, my little jukebox, because it's just a fantastic song. And you said it. Doug Aldrich is just an amazing guitar player, and he has that signature sound. And when you hear it, it doesn't matter if it's Dio or it's Burning Rain or it's Whitesnake or it's the Dead Daisies. You know it's Doug Aldrich, and he just shreds like amazingly. But it's just a great, phenomenal pick.
I agree. I mean, I don't think Whitesnake has ever put anything really bad out as far as music.
And they have a new album coming out next year.
Except for the Unzipped.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
No, it's still good. Come on. Seriously, I mean, a great album, underrated, like you said, because I think, I don't know if they burned out over Whitesnake. Anyways, great Whitesnake music, and to me, Doug Aldrich, no matter what he does, is just, you cannot go wrong with Doug Aldrich.
Do it.
Doug Aldrich. And from back in, 1987, when he came out, Lion,
yeah.
They came out,
That's
and it's just a guitar tone on the album was like, who is this guy? And it's just some kid from California at that time.
Yeah.
And here he is to this very day, ripping it up still.
I don't know if I was born burnt out on Whitesnake. I just it's a band that just never connected with me, and
I think
I would constantly hear them all the time.
especially for you, but I mean, even back in our day,
Yeah.
sure, they had a great, Slide It In, and then the Still Tonight, and all that, and then after that, after Slip of the Tongue, I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
They just got
It's just pounded into your head.
the hits of them, and
If
you're
I-
kind of you heard Whitesnake, you're like, oh god,
If I had $1
is it love?
for-
You know what I mean?
For
Not
every
saying
time I heard
that,
Here I Go Again,
yeah, here I go again.
Overplayed.
I would be able to
Is it love?
pay
You
for
know?
my college. Like in old school, it's played 12 times. It's a good movie, but
Heavy on the Whitesnake.
yes.
The Red Dragon.
So I mean, I'm not familiar with the song because I've just I've kind of boycotted Whitesnake. I think.
I totally understand.
Sure, I just
totally understand.
I don't know. I just can't. I can't get into it. I mean, I'm gonna give it a try someday.
Check it
but
out. Seriously. Check it
It's
out.
tough.
Check it out.
BC 2012. Come on.
The year that
Give us
everything
the
was
wow factor, BC.
The world was supposed to
Shock
end.
the people. Shock the people.
The last year ever.
There's a bunch of different things that came out this year for me, and I tossed up, and then I went to The Wall. You always got to go back to Wall.
The Wall came out to
Wall.
19.
No.
Tossed up
Not
his
that
cookie.
one.
He tossed up his
So you
cookies
went to
and
the wall where we used to buy CDs.
No, not that Wall. Not Pink Floyd, not the Wall. The BC Wall.
BC wall.
Okay.
And
BC, tear down that wall.
by no means do I call myself a diehard fan of these guys, but throughout the years, they catch my ear. I'm gonna go with Overkill with off the Electric Age album, Electric Rattlesnake.
Oh, that is a good song.
I mean, you put that on, it's like,
That was
I mean, you just put that song on, and I don't care. It just fucking makes you want to go out and throw your neighbor's garbage can down the street or whatever. It just, you know what I mean?
Ooh, you're a badass.
Don't fuck with my neighborhood, bitches. But
On recycling night.
recycle night.
All the cans are over.
Look out.
Well, people would screw me over in recycle night. Do be nothing but beer bottles over the road. But anyways, to me, that stuck out in the whole pot of 2012.
Yeah, those Jersey boys of Overkill, man, oh man.
They've been around forever.
They're
still
They've been around
They have an album coming out next year.
And it just baffles me why they haven't got that upper tier recognition that they deserve.
I think it's
they
the music.
make so much music, great music, and they just don't get recognized for it. I don't understand why.
They definitely stand the test of time. I don't know if it's the style of music. You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't
mean,
know.
that style of music's never been pushed.
On the forefront
And that's why maybe it's so still hardcore, and they have the hardcore following.
right.
I mean, like you said, they're coming out with a new album next year.
They're still more underground than mainstream, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they just put a live album out this year.
and that's not a bad thing to be underground and mainstream.
Yeah.
They're fucking great. Go ahead.
Honestly, if there was like a vacancy in the big four of thrash,
There you go.
I would have Exodus and Overkill ready to pinch hit.
You guys are up tonight.
Like Electric Rattlesnake is really like, if you want to hear like an epitome of thrash song, it's Electric Rattlesnake for me, because that song just like is a barrage of just heaviness and like just kicks ass front to back, and it's a really cool song to show people what Overkill is.
Yeah, I picked up this CD when it first came out, and I was friggin' blown away. And actually, I had them on my breakdown list. I was gonna pick "Wish You Were Dead,"
I don't think.
but the album is so well produced. It is a great sounding album. It's one of the best sounding modern, if you want to call it modern thrash albums. You can, I don't know if you want to even throw that out there, if that's even a thing.
Thrash
But
album.
fantastic band, and if you ever listen to any interviews with Overkill or Bobby Blitz, he is a funny guy. He is hilarious. Like, listen to him, and he has an infectious laugh. He kind of reminds you hear him laugh, you think of the Joker. Like from the cool cartoon Joker. Like the Mark Hamill Joker.
Mark Hamill from Batman the Animated
Really
Series.
infectious laugh, but that album is fantastic, and those guys are just consistent. So look for the new album. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. Coming out in 2019. Great pick, BC.
And Mark Hamill is the best Joker. Just saying.
We'll save that for our comic book episode. Who we got next? BB 2012.
All right. Well,
I know you're only 6.
well, we have a list, and I have to have Zach Wilde on it.
Oh God.
So now, if we have a list, I have to have Van Halen on it.
Oh, okay.
So of course, we're going from back to February. I think it was 7th. We're gonna go with a different kind of truth from Van Halen. The song's gonna be
Tattoo.
Out of Space.
I was gonna walk over and slap you if
No.
you picked Tattoo.
Out of Space
Out of Space is definitely.
is, let me tell you, is the best song on the album. It has that opening riff that it's not. It's deep. It's dark. You don't expect it to actually be Eddie, and then when Alex kind of joins in with the drum to go along with the opening riff was really, really cool. But the game changer on this song is Dave. He's not doing.
Wait a minute. Who?
Yeah.
Say that again.
The game
that again.
changer on this song is Dave. Dave.
He's mispronouncing Wolfgang.
And he doesn't do like the David Mustaine spoken word type thing. He actually somewhat he sings, almost yells the vocals.
Yeah.
And it just sticks out on this album.
Fits.
It doesn't.
It fits.
It fits, and it's just not. It's out of
Space.
Van Halen's box. It's out of Van Halen's box.
Oh boy.
Squirted it out of their box.
Yeah, that's getting cut.
But what do you think, BC?
That's in my pool for that year. But like I said, I mean, a lot of people out there is like the Sammy Dave, but you know what? Dave is Dave. Whatever he doesn't have to be the greatest vocalist, but he makes the songs.
It's the delivery.
The delivery. Thank you. I did have that, but
Yeah. This is definitely the best song on that album. I wish they played it live.
Yeah.
Tattoo.
Because fuck off. No, Out of Space like reminds me of like old Van Halen. Like
Yeah.
it feels like classic era Van Halen. The only other song to me that really just like screams classic era Van Halen, because they're kind of ripping off a classic era Van Halen song, is Stay Frosty.
Stay Frosty.
I mean, She's the Woman's
She's
close.
the Woman is supposed to be something else.
Yeah, but like they wrote those back then, but like Out of Space truly feels like it could be on like Fair Warning and like fit in pretty well. So I really enjoy that song a lot.
Yeah, I had that song as one of my like backup picks for the back half of the show. Just phenomenal, and I consider A Different Kind of Truth kind of like Hot in the Shade for Kiss. That the album's a little too long. They could have trimmed the fat a little bit on that album, knocked a couple songs off,
Like
and it
Tattoo.
would have. Huh?
Like Tattoo.
I like that song. It's catchy.
It's not an
catchy.
opening track. It's not the first single in years that
I'm
you've
not
heard
saying it is, but I don't hate it. I think it's not bad.
You put Out of Space, and you put Tattoo down, and where Out of Space is, I think is like 8 or 9.
Yeah, like bury it.
Yeah.
Put it up to its neck.
You don't.
You love it. But great song. And thank you for admitting that me and BC are right all this time.
Thank you.
Good pick. Dylan, what do you got? 2012.
2012. Okay, so speaking on eating crow and talking about things that you kind of bashed on a little bit, my pick is from Kiss's album Monster, an album that I was pretty negative about, except for one song, and that song is Take Me Down Below. This to me is one of the best Kiss songs of all time. It feels like a classic Kiss song. Like it feels like they're having fun doing the back and forth vocals where, you know, Gene and Paul share the verses, and then like the harmonies during the chorus are fucking phenomenal, and the cool instrumental part after the second chorus is really awesome. And I love during the last part of the song when they're doing the chorus and like the Gene's doing "Take Me Down Below," like they're like doing like kind of the vocal riffing, but like not like in a way that like Paul's straining his voice terribly. It seems like natural. It seems like they're like actually like together in the studio having fun, you know, trading back and forth things. It just reminds me of classic Kiss, and I really appreciate that song for bringing that out.
I enjoy it. I think it's a good song. I think Monster is an underrated album. I definitely think it's better than Sonic Boom.
No.
For sure. We had that debate before, but it's a great song, and it is good to hear Gene and Paul sound like they're actually having fun doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that one an extra scope because I don't. To be totally honest, I probably heard that album maybe 5-6 times, and that song, I don't remember
It's
it.
a little deep in the album too.
They should have played it on the Kiss Cruise because they talk
Don't
about.
get me fucking
They
started.
talk about taking going like below deck.
Don't
and,
get me started.
Like it actually takes place on a ship.
Next, BC.
I mean, that album's been really growing on me in the last probably 2 years.
Do you have it on vinyl?
I do not.
Ooh,
That's
get it.
that's a,
It's on vinyl. It's out there. I have it.
He might not make the purchase by the look on his face.
no. I mean, I haven't really.
At $129.95.
129.
that's not
You can get it for like $25.
But
And I think that's telling too that Sonic Boom is a lot more expensive to buy in vinyl
No.
than Monster.
It's
Because
not because
it's
it was
so
that was a
good.
Walmart exclusive.
Sold out.
No, it's not because of the quality of the album. Trust me, it's not.
Because there was only a Walmart.
Don't let
correct?
Stan
Yeah, it was only a
ruin the
wall.
album.
It was like Black Ice for AC/DC.
Rockin'
A great song
train.
over the album. And I stayed away from Kiss because
I thought
picks,
I would
though.
take the gamble.
Good picks. I'm gonna for my pick for 2012. I'm gonna throw out a band that we haven't. We might have talked about them a little bit here, but an underrated band, kind of under the radar. I actually got to meet this guy, the lead singer, in Vegas, and we saw him at the King Diamond concert that we went to in New York City. The band's Fozzy, and from the Sin and Bones album from 2012, and the song's called "She's My Addiction." Fucking kick-ass song. BC and I went down. They opened up for Saxon down in Reading, Pennsylvania, and there was a band called House of Conway that opened up for them that were so fucking loud you couldn't even fucking hear them.
your ears are bleeding.
And so then Fozzy came out next, and I like some of their songs, but I'll tell you what, they came out and they fucking jammed out. They were a band, and I talked about it from the Kiss Cruise episode, for bands like Thunder Mother and Beth Blade and the Beautiful Disasters. These bands got out there. They were hungry. They jammed. Like, you don't see a lot of bands rock the fuck out on stage. These guys did. Chris Jericho was fucking an amazing frontman. And this song, just like, since that night I saw them do it live, has been one of my favorite songs. Not even from those guys, but a song that I will always go to if I'm looking for a song just to rock out to.
It was a great show that night, and that's what, their third? They had two cover albums.
Yeah, they're like two cover albums.
What
And
was
this-
it, Happenstance or?
Yeah, it was a bunch. I mean, don't get me wrong, great covers of them. But here's a band that even to this very
They
day,
started out as a goof, I think.
I think they.
Like, just to throw something out there.
I think. Well, we know Chris Jericho. He was a wrestler, so I mean,
Still is.
And when
Still is.
I don't follow.
He has his own cruise now.
Oh, really?
Actually, we went for the Kiss cruise the day before the Jericho cruise. got back in, and we were on the same ship.
Oh, what's that about? Wrestling?
Yeah, there was
it's
wrestling,
rock and wrestling.
rock and wrestling.
It's
There were
rock and
bands, and
wrestling.
there was Fozzy played, and there was wrestling.
That's
think he
different,
does
but they
Japan.
when they first came out, yeah, it
Japan.
was kind of like, this wrestler guy's doing like hard rock songs, ooh. But when they finally got to doing just their own material, it kicks ass, and that's a great song.
Yeah.
And a great live band to see.
Yeah, definitely. Fozzy's amazing, and going back in their catalog, All That Remains from 2005 is
Good.
phenomenal album. But Steve's got a great pick, and that's what everybody knows. Oh, Chris Jericho. Oh, you're a great wrestler. But I would probably 10% of his fans actually know he actually is a singer in a band.
When I met him in Vegas, he was like so happy. He was really genuinely like, holy shit, someone is like talking to me about like my music.
Really?
He was like,
That's
holy
cool.
fuck.
Yeah. Because you
And-
think about
and that was
hearing
cool.
Chris Jericho, you
And he
think of
said that to
wrestling.
me. He said it's so cool to have someone like come up to me and talk to me about my music, not the wrestling.
That's awesome. That is cool.
He also has an awesome podcast, Talk is Jericho.
Oh, right.
He has a couple interviews with Paul Stanley.
Yeah, he just did one with Paul Stanley.
Which is really cool. But I think She's My Addiction is a really awesome song. I also like Sandpaper from that album too, with M Shadows from Avenged Sevenfold, a really good song. But She's My Addiction is a real toe tapper, I think.
Wow.
A little toe tapper.
I prefer Headbanger, but
Toe
Toe
Tapper.
Tapper's okay.
Well, it's got like a bounce to it.
It does. All right, 2013, people. BC, give us your shot here.
This is another one that was torn between 2 to 3 albums. And
Torn between two lovers, feeling like a fool.
Oh,
I was
man, I
torn
hate when that
between
happens.
3 lovers.
Two houses built alike in
2018.
dignity. Fair Verona.
But I'm going to go back to someone we just talked about in a different band, Burning Rain from the Epic Obsession album, which to me, Doug Aldrich,
Once again.
how can you go wrong? But every song on there to me is rock, but I'm just top of my head The Cure. The whole album is just, even the slow songs on there are fucking great. Again, Doug Aldrich.
Right. Well, like we said before, Burning Rain is just a great album. And there's another one of those bands that you don't think is out front of all these other bands that people need to actually,
And they're-
get a grip and actually listen to these guys because they're just a phenomenal band.
They're coming out with a new album too.
Yeah. And
Yeah, new album next year.
like
Check it out.
you think they'd be out there more, like open up for bigger bands, but maybe it's like a time.
I don't think they
thing
play a
or-
lot of shows though.
Yeah,
they
maybe
don't.
it's like a time
Yeah,
thing, and
these are
everybody's
the Daisies
from
album.
they're just sucked in every other place.
Yeah, that's a great album. I think it's fantastic. They were just below my thing, and my favorite song on that one is "Pray Out Loud." That song just
Pray-
fucking cranks.
Yeah, it's another band I'm not really familiar with.
Oh, come on.
I don't know if it's not a thing against Doug Aldrich because I like his work with Dio.
We're gonna school. We'll school you.
Yeah, Burning Rain just never really popped on my radar, I guess.
All right, BB.
I was graduating that year too, so I had a lot more stuff on my mind.
He didn't have time for Burning Rain.
Oh,
Because I was burning diplomas. No, it was.
all right. So 2013. Let's go back to May 21st. We're going to AC/DC's little brother, BC.
Oh yeah.
We're going with Airborne.
Nice.
How about from the album Black Dog Barking? Since I have 2 black dogs, I might as well pick something from this album.
And they do bark.
And they do bark. How about No One Fits Me Better Than You? This song, front to back, is just, it has Airborne written all over it. If you guys have not listened to Airborne, this is probably their, I'm going to say at least in their top 10 great songs of all times of their, I think they have 4 albums out, 5 albums. You have to listen to this song. It just grabs you from front to back. It's a great partying song. It's indulges about having a great girlfriend that fits and
Fits
Like a glove.
fits like a glove, as Paul would say.
It's like a glove.
Must be love.
What a great song that people need to get out and suck Airborne in and listen to these guys. It's just a fantastic
Keep the
song.
family here. Again, Airborne is a band I've been getting into much more and more past few years. I mean, I like their song. I go crazy when I drink because I like that song.
That's BC's
It fits me
biography
like
song.
It fits me like a glove.
Yeah, they're a great band. It's a fantastic song. Honestly, you could pick any album from Airborne and just throw a dart at a song, and they're all going to be fantastic. Just like my dad always says, they're doing the work that AC/DC hasn't done in years. So, they're great. Good pick.
I can't add to that. Airborne. Boom. All right.
You'll be for it.
Dylan, what do you got?
This one,
2013.
I'm gonna preempt this before you do, because I know you're gonna pick from this album. So the band Volbeat, I've always been a fan of. Really good. This song was all over the radio back in the day. Off of their album Outlaw Gentlemen and Shady Ladies, the first album to feature Rob Caggiano, who was in Anthrax, who you may be hearing from later on in this episode. The song is Lola Montez. I just love how upbeat this song is for a Volbeat song. It's like a lot of Volbeat is pretty shredding, which is really awesome. But this song kind of has like an uplift to it. There's some cool like synth in the chorus that you don't expect. It kind of plays with your expectations of Volbeat, because this is an album that featured King Diamond on a song, so it's a pretty heavy album.
Room 24.
But this song is just like really kind of chipper and cheery. Really catchy though. Just like really, really good, and awesome instrumentation in it. The vocals are good too.
Yeah, great song, and I'm gonna do my pick real quick because it's from the same album, and I'm not changing this one because the song is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it is.
It's Doc Holliday from this album. It starts out, it's got a little banjo, and it's got a Western movie type feel to it, and it's actually a guy from the West, Doc Holliday with Wyatt Earp and the gang.
The
it's just a
dentist.
phenomenal song, and Dylan's song is friggin' great. Check out Volbeat, phenomenal band, love them.
Now, is this from the same album when you were on the Kiss Cruise? You asked the DJ, what is that
No.
song?
No, that's from one of their very early albums.
Yeah, that's from an earlier album.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Sad Man's Tongue.
I don't know. I've listened to that album.
Okay, well this is
I don't know these other two.
If I played Lola Montez, you will probably recognize that, because it was
Okay.
all over the radio.
Okay.
I agree. I'm going to say boat as BB here. Earlier, I'm familiar with somewhat, and I confess I'm not, but I'm willing. I got to check it out.
A little homework for us, BC.
Little homework.
A little homework. A little Volbeat homework.
All right, we're to 2013.
I heard that on
That's
okay.
that's an earlier one.
We're to 2013. We're going to do a hidden gem now. All right, we're going to start our hidden gems out this week with Mr. B. Golf
All
clap.
right.
Mr. BB Trade.
Tonight, I'm going to spotlight maybe just one song out of this band's.
Oeuvre.
Yeah.
Oh, they're what?
They're oeuvre.
Oeuvre.
Okay.
It's a French term.
All right.
All right. We're going to bring. How about a band out of Australia called Tracer? I'm going to spotlight a song, Too Much. And this was thrown in a Spotify playlist that I'm like, who the heck are these guys? And they are really, really, really fantastic. They're more of a heavier melodic type band, very heavy guitar, drum driven song. But if you guys get a chance, please listen to Tracer, Too Much. Fantastic song.
I will have to.
Nobody is.
I will
I
have
say
to-
nobody at this table is going to know this one.
No.
can't say
We'll
it.
definitely
Because I'm
have
like,
to-
who the heck are these
I
guys?
said there's no sense of going around the table. We will definitely
Right.
check them
Definitely.
out. That's why we do this.
Yes.
Tracer, Too Much, the song. Cool. Well, I'll definitely have to check that out. My pick this week is going to be an album. I talked about this album briefly on last year's Best Of. It was one of the ones that just kind of didn't make my list there. It's called Blood, Guts, and Games. It's Isley Goldie. So it's pretty much your 2000s Jafria album is what it really comes down to.
Okay.
It has the Jafria feel to it. It's got the same singer, same guitar player. So definitely check it out. And it's called Blood, Guts, and Games. It's Isley Goldie.
Interesting. Yeah.
Dylan.
We've been talking a lot of thrash tonight, so I think I'm going to keep that ball rolling. A band out of San Fran, so some more Bay City thrash. Pretty big area for thrash metal. A band called Hatchet. They just came out with an album, Dying to Exist. It's definitely making my end of the year list. Just straightforward thrash metal. Awesome, kick-ass music. If you love thrash, you'll love this band because they do the genre justice. Great band. Hatchet with Dying to Exist.
Hatchet. Cool. BC.
Doing lot of stuff in the last few weeks. This band kept coming up on the bottom of things. I want to say Steve mentioned this band in the past, but from what I heard, they sound kind of decent, and I'm just gonna go with the band Wet from Swedish American. Swedish American.
A little moist.
I'm a little moist tonight. Swedish American melodic hard rock with Jeff Scott Soto.
Jeff Scott Soto.
I'm a fan of him.
You'll be getting a Christmas card from Sonny.
Sonny, baby. But it just in the last probably week and a half, it's been coming up and like
The album from this year.
I'm just doing the band.
Oh, the band. Okay.
Because
they have a ton of albums out too.
They do, and I'm not really familiar with enough to go with one band or a song.
Right.
But they've been popping up in the last week and a half, constantly over and over, and I keep seeing it. So
great melodic band.
Not only am I telling people out there hitting gem, I'm going to delve into the hitting gem.
Nice.
That's what it's all about. All right, you guys, thanks for checking out our hidden gems. I hope you guys actually listen to the stuff because I'm definitely going to check out.
There will be a quiz.
The ones from these guys. Wet, I'm sort of familiar with. I know some of their songs, some of their albums. I'm mildly familiar with. Jeff Scott Soto was a phenomenal singer. Tracer from BB, the song Too Much. Thrash band Hatchet from Dylan, and the album Isley Goldie for me, Blood, Guts, and Games. So you guys check out those hidden gems. Let us know what you guys think about them, and give us your hidden gem. Give us something you want us to listen to.
Yeah,
something
please.
you want. It could even just be a song. Give us a song to listen to, and we will listen to it, and we'll let you guys know what we think. And at that point, we'll get back into our episode. Now, we're going to start back when we get back into this. We're going to start out with BB.
Yes.
We're going to... All right, so we are on 2014.
2014.
How about May 6th, BC? You like May 6th?
It's a good month.
All right, because we're going to go Blackstone Cherry
There it
Nice.
is.
from out of their Magic Mountain album. Me and Mary Jane.
Got a thing going on?
We got a thing going on.
Yeah.
She's a really nice girl. You know, she smokes like a freight train, but you know, it's either here nor there. But
That's only
you know.
after sex.
Yeah, exactly. But what a great, fantastic song. What really brings this song out is the talk box, and I'm drawing a blank that they use on this song. It's just so fantastic. It just fits with this. You know, it's almost like another party song. It's just, you know, and it's just it really stands out on this album, and it really dug me, and I thought it was really, really cool. So I had to actually put this in there.
I agree with the Blackstone Cherry. I mean, right from the very first album, I was into these guys. They have that like that. It's like a hard southern rock, you would say.
Sure.
But just a great bunch of guys that put out. I don't think they put out anything bad yet. Just a great overall band.
Yeah, this is one Blackstone Cherry song that I actually can talk about. I do recognize this song. It's a really kick-ass song. It's got a good, you know, good old hometown boys feel to it, where you're just, you know, bobbing your head to the kind of the groove of it. It's a cool song. It's really good.
Love Blackstone Cherry. When he said Blackstone Cherry, I'm thinking, please pick me, Mary Jane. And he did, and I was like, yes! And the only other thing I'm going to say about these guys is it's a crying fucking shame that these guys play stadiums around the world and play fucking clubs in the United States. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, true.
That's all I've got to say
BC,
about
what do you got?
that.
2014.
2014, I'm going to go with my diehard bands, Judas Priest. They came out that year with the Redeemer of Souls album. But I'm not exactly, maybe a little bit after that, they came out with a little EP of 5 Souls, it was called. It was 5 songs. I guess I probably didn't make that album. And one of the songs on that little EP thing was Snake Bite. Driving Judas Priest song with the drums of Scott Travis.
Yeah, definitely. That's probably like the best song on that EP. But Snake Bite, it's just fantastic. Kick your ass, Judas Priest. You know, headbanging. It's old school. It's old school Priest.
Excellent song. I think that was the if you read KK Downing's book, they wanted to put out an EP. He wanted to do an album. I want to say that maybe this was kind of that, like, hey, we fucking did it anyways kind of thing. Snakebite is a phenomenal song.
I think this is the song I accidentally picked as being one of my favorites from Redeemer of Souls, because my iTunes edition.
It just goes right through them.
Goes right
the
through
whole
it, yeah.
thing. Yeah, it's a kick-ass song.
I have it on vinyl. That's
I obviously thought it was better than the rest of the album that I picked it as one of the top songs. So, yeah, great album. And, I mean, it's a great song. It's an okay album, but great song.
All right, my pick is going to be for 2014. Here is going to be a surprise, and for all you
Engelbert
people
Humperdinck.
out there
didn't put
that
out
got the kind of vibe that I hated this guy from 2 episodes ago, I'm picking a song from the Ace Frehley
Oh, there it is.
Space Invader album. I Want to Hold You. Fucking excellent song. Love it. I wish you'd play live, Ace.
Ace, definitely familiar with Ace. And,
Are you?
If you weren't,
Ace, if you're not familiar with Ace,
but I'm not familiar with this song.
the song's drawing a blank on me currently right now. I have no idea why, but
All right, we're going to see, and you say I hate Ace. Okay, go ahead.
I never heard
Yeah,
it.
I'm gonna ride your coattails. I'm
I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't know why.
I think I listened to this album maybe once, so in nothing stuck out like, oh wow, that's really good. So I'm gonna have to. I know nothing on this one.
I'm gonna say controversial opinion. I think this is Ace Frehley's best song. I think the solo
Ever?
is
Ever?
fucking kick ass. Yeah, solo wise, I'll say.
Okay, right.
Write this time and date down. Dylan agreed with his
His-
father.
Yo,
I've always been.
I can't wait till his father
This
agrees with Dylan.
was on my Ace Frehley list. This is
Let's not
the
get
solo
crazy.
in it is fucking phenomenal. It's got a catchy chorus. The riff in it is amazing. I think it's a stellar song that does show that Ace can still bring it when he wants to. He just doesn't do it that much. But with this song, he makes up for like all of his past sins.
I don't know about that.
But then, well, I mean, I said his past sins, not his
ones
current
after
ones.
that.
Yeah, after 2014, those accrued, but he got himself a get out of jail free card in my book with that song. I fucking love it.
All right, cool. All right, since you're talking, Dylan, give us your pick for 2014.
Well, I almost picked that song, but I figured you would probably pick it. So I went with the band that it was only a matter of time. BB picked Black Label Society. Dylan has to pick Foo Fighters. This is off their Sonic Highways album, which is the album that they went to 8 different cities across the United States and recorded and wrote a song in each of the cities. The song that I'm going to pick was recorded in Arlington County, Virginia, which is where Dave Grohl grew up and really formed his musical opinions. So this is a song that kind of means a lot to him. It's The Feast and the Famine. It's a really just kick-ass, hard rock song, straightforward, just fast-paced. Foo Fighters at their rocking, their most rocking thing. And this is a really pretty solid album. I mean, you have Joe Walsh on a song, and Rick Nielsen plays on the first track. But this song, I think, is the band at its most energetic. If you haven't listened to it, which I'm sure everybody at this table hasn't listened to it, check it out, because seriously, it's one of the Foo Fighters' best in my opinion. I loved it a lot.
All right, go ahead, BC.
I mean, I'm familiar with the band Foo Fighters. Some of their music I cannot pinpoint. Foo Fighters.
So there's the album cover.
Okay.
Right.
No, that is the cover of the documentary.
Ooh.
The album cover is like an amalgamation of all the different cities as a cityscape. Actually, I'll pull it up for you guys right now. Really cool though.
Like that. Oh,
And
it's
actually,
almost like
and the vinyl
crazy
edition.
Manhattan.
The vinyl edition has like the different sections of each city, so you can get like a different version of it with one
Really?
city
That's cool.
per thing.
So you can buy multiple copies.
Yeah, because like if you look at
because there's like
you can see
there's
like the Space Needle.
The
and
Space
you can
Needle's
see-
right next to the new.
I definitely.
Yeah, the Freedom
Tower
Tower.
and-
Yeah, so you could see like everything amalgamated. It's a really awesome album.
All right, we'll have to take your word for that one, Dylan. I think I can probably speak for everybody here. And
Won Dave Grohl an Emmy.
I think you may hear this if you listen to our...
Oh, sorry. The Spotify playlist for this episode. We'll be putting all of these songs on the Spotify playlist that you can find in the link of this episode below. There are some really awesome songs so far, and I can't wait to hear what everybody else comes up with for these last couple of years.
All right, me
Sorry, I
either.
had no idea what you were mouthing at me because you're just
Sorry.
like. I'm like,
I was trying to work it
It's
right
like-
in there.
it's like
I was
the-
trying to
it's
work
like
it in there.
The third base coach signaling the.
I was going to use the whiteboard you have, but you're hogging the pen over there. All right, 2015. 2015, BB, what do you got for us?
All right, 2015. We're going back to
Going back in time.
we're going back in time to the Winery Dogs
Nice.
There's the
from
first
Hot
one, guys.
Streak. How about you just pull up the song How Long? But front to back, that album is amazing. How Long is just a song that always grabbed me. Just a great melody of the three guys in their harmonies and in the chorus. It's just a couple of great time changes in that song. It's just a really, really, really great song. Just a highlight of that album. So, if our fans have not actually delved into the Winery Dogs, which I hope they have, but this is a great album, Hot Streak. The song is How Long?
There's a phenomenal band, which I think first time I really exposed to them was live. Penn's Peak.
Penn's Peak, yep.
And they're playing there again?
And they're playing there again. But I mean, they came out and here's three guys that are just phenomenal. And together, gotta give it to
Kick ass. Absolutely.
Funnily enough, every time I hear How Long, I think of Other Side by Red Hot Chili Peppers with the How Long?
Oh, right.
But no, this is a really good song. I mean, every song by Winery Dogs showcases this trio immaculately. It's just a classic band that I think will end up being in the hall of great musicians once all is said and done.
Yeah, phenomenal band. I love that album. I think it's a great second album for those guys. I prefer Captain Love off that album, personally. But they just announced the tour for 2019, and I hope we get to see them. I hope they play M3. Great pick. BC, what do you got next for us? 2015.
Another year is touring between lovers. But
Were you feeling like a fool again?
I feel like
Again,
a fool all
still
the
feeling
time.
like a fool.
Man, oh man.
But I always go back to the Lawn and True Lover.
Oh,
It's been
yeah.
there since the beginning.
Oh,
I gotta go back. My boys and Iron Maiden with the Book of Souls album that recorded and took almost a year to come out. And I'm gonna go with the Red and the Black off that.
I love that beer.
The beer is terrible.
So that was going back to his old love as well.
The beer,
We're doing top songs, not beer, right?
song.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Still red and black.
Or the black and the
Still
red.
the Red
is.
and the Black.
Still the black and the red. Depends on who's saying it. If it's me, it's the black and the red.
But here's a band that, again, just like Saxon and all these other great bands from back in the day, are getting stronger and stronger with each release.
Yeah.
So if you have not checked out this album, come on, people. Maiden.
That was going to be my pick, but I'm going to change it to my backup. An amazing song. This was the song that I remember I was actually listening to the album while I was working at the library because it had just come out and it was streaming on Amazon Prime. And I listened to it and I
The
was
day
like,
it came out.
Yeah, because I remember I was looking over at you because I think we were listening to it like separately.
Yeah.
And like I was thrilled up until this song, and then once this song came on, like I broke into this huge smile because of how amazing I thought it was, and I'm like, oh my god, this is like quintessential Maiden. This is going to be one of my favorite Maiden albums of all time, purely from that song. I think the album is still one of Maiden's best. You could have really picked any song from this album. Empire of the Clouds for sure would be.
Is between the one I picked in Empire of the Clouds.
But,
Yeah, you-
That's more.
You can't go wrong with this song. Maiden, still phenomenal, still strong. They're touring this summer, and I love the epic songs, the songs that are longer than 4 minutes, 6 minutes. This song I think is like 13 minutes or something like that.
13.
Phenomenal song, and I absolutely love it. I love the harmonies in it, the time changes in it, just kick ass.
I love how BC picked it, but Dylan also picked it, and how Dylan's genre of music is a little bit different than yours. So now you know.
That speaks volumes.
Yeah, exactly. So now you know it's a kick-ass song. So people, listen to that song.
Yes, band.
All right, cool. Maiden. Woo, can't go wrong. My next pick for 2015 is going to be the last album that this band will ever record. The band's Motorhead from the Black Magic album,
Great album.
and the song is Firestorm Hotel, which I think is one of my favorite Motorhead songs that are out there. Even the vast catalog that they have, this song, I don't know, it just has such a cool vibe to it. It's just like a kind of like grooving along kind of song. It's got there's nothing about this song that I don't like. I think it's absolutely fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, my pick is also from Motorhead from this song.
You guys.
Firestorm Hotel is a great song, though. Wasn't the one I picked, but I definitely think that this is an amazing album for it to be called the last Motorhead album.
I'm satisfied with that being the last Motorhead album.
Like like front to back, it is amazing. I mean, I probably would have ended with that one song instead of Sympathy for the Devil. You know what song I'm talking about, right? Can't think of what it's called. When the Sky Comes Looking for You, is that the song? Or is it Till the End?
Till the End is a slower song.
Yeah, it's like the slower song. It's like reflective.
Till the End.
Till the End. Yeah, I think they could have ended with Till the End, but I think the album is a really solid last hurrah for Lemmy.
Here's a band and a great album, great song, but here's a band I wish I got into harder than I did earlier.
Same here.
I mean, that's my only regret.
Yeah, definitely, because that episode that we did, it kind of took you in from what you didn't know of Motorhead, and I wish, like you said, a little bit deeper, and I don't know the song.
Yes, and we will be continuing the Motorhead albums as the podcast goes along. So don't think we forgot about Motorhead. We're going to continue on with After Overkill for that. All right, Dylan, what was the song you were going to do?
Well, actually, I think I'm going to change it. I was
All right.
originally going to do Thunder and Lightning.
All right.
Which is a really kick-ass song.
Cracking.
But I did find out that they had recorded another song in 2015. They didn't release it until 2017, so I'm pulling Steve and cheating a bit. Their cover of Heroes by David Bowie, so I can put in Bowie.
There you go.
Yeah, boy.
This is actually a really good cover of one of my favorite songs of all time. Lemmy has like this sincerity to his vocals. in this
Terrible
song.
voice that is good.
Yeah, there's
Alice
some,
Cooper-like.
There's some like emotion to it that really works for the song that you wouldn't think like, okay, let's hear Motorhead do David Bowie. Like that's a match that you would never in a million years put together. But this version of the song is really decent and has an awesome solo in it too. But yeah, Heroes by originally David Bowie, but by Motorhead for my 2015 pick.
Yeah, it's funny. About a month ago, playing something on Spotify, that song came up and it kind of grabbed my ear, and so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's a great cover, and you don't expect that.
No.
It's just like a weird combination, but it fits and it really works. But it's a great song. If you haven't heard it, please listen to it.
Again, the original song, and then when first time I heard this, I was kind of like, wow, like Lemmy and Motorhead doing a song like that. Look back at it,
That's one of those songs for me that I think, I don't know, like I said before, like Lemmy has that voice. It's not a great singing voice, but it fits for like every fucking thing that he does. It's just crazy, and that's one of them songs that has the whether it be the guitar harmonies or whatever, that has that catches my breath factor for me, and I think it's a fucking phenomenal pick. Great pick, Dylan. All right, BB, 2016.
Getting closer.
All right, 2016. How about you go back to February 3rd with Last in Line with their album Heavy Crown. And even though I think this is a song like 7, 8, 9, I'm still picking
Deep in the album.
I'm picking deep in the album, but it's Heavy Crown. We're gonna go with the song, and then we're gonna go with the album. I don't know why it's so deep, because I really dig this song. Andrew Freeman's vocals are spot on. Vivian Campbell's guitar riffs are amazing, and there's a time change during the chorus which really caught my ear. It's just a great song, but the whole album is great. But with my melodic background, I wanted to pick this song. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's another one I'm not familiar with. I'm sorry, guys.
All right.
I picked this, but not the same song, but I picked the band and the album.
The album's fantastic.
If you're gonna keep your pick, just throw it out.
No, there's so much that year.
Okay.
But here's a band, phenomenal band, and we saw them live twice, and just cannot say enough about these guys.
Yeah, great band. They have a new album coming out next year, and they already released a new song. I will post the song this week on our Facebook page. Phenomenal song, phenomenal band, And I'm going to say, when this band first came out, I listened to them, and it's the original Dio band that recorded the first album, minus, Rodney, obviously, with Andrew Freeman singing. And when I first listened to this album, I'm like, dude, this doesn't sound like fucking Dio at all. However, after 2 or 3 listens, I'm like, wow, it really fucking does. It just took a couple listens for me to drill into the big, thick fucking skull that I have. I don't know why, like right off the bat, it didn't come in.
Say, me and BB saw him. You were gone somewhere.
I was on a Kiss Cruise.
We went
It was the night before we went on the Kiss Cruise.
Yeah, we
saw them before, I thought. We saw them before that. And that was the second time that you guys went.
Me and you saw him first time.
We saw them, yeah.
They came out.
Did we see him we saw him both times at the Sherman, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you were with us the first time. I think it was
He
just me.
wasn't.
It was just me and you the first time.
Me and you the first time, and then you were on me and him the second time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here's a band.
It was great.
They come out live and it's just like, bam.
Yeah. And the songs from Last in Line fit totally perfect into the set of the Dio stuff. It was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great pick. All right, BC, what's your pick?
Since this is a bad year and BB knocked one of my guys out, okay, I'm going to go with, from the same year, Taiketo. Another band from back in the day. Come out with some new material off their album Reach. I'm going every song. I mean, Kick Like a Mule, I think, is just crank us on. And Danny Vaughn, his vocal skills have not missed a beat all these years.
Poor Dylan.
Once again, Dylan. Okay.
2016 was not a good year for Dylan.
All right.
A lot of work to do, Don.
All right, BB.
Yeah, when they played M3 and they just kicked ass, and they're like, "Oh, we're coming out with an album." We're like, "What?" and this album is fantastic, like front to back. Just a great melodic '80s album that just grabs you, and just a fantastic pick.
I enjoyed the album. I think it's great. It's a great pick off of there. Seriously, check out Taiketo. If you like their earlier album, you will definitely like this newer album. I will do my next pick for 2016. This song is a band that I love. We had an episode with these guys. We did an episode with these guys about these guys with the guys from Digital Killed the Radio Star podcast, David Hudson and Chris Craig. We did the Metallica, our Magnificent Seven of those guys.
Oh, okay.
And this was one of the songs that I want to say either it was me and Chris or me and David picked the same song from 2016, Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Gotta be Moth into Flame.
Yeah.
This has taken over my slot from Sad But True to my favorite song, Moth into Flame. Phenomenal song, love it. Heavy as fuck, time changes kick ass. Just one of them songs that just rips your fucking head off.
This album was, blew me away when it first came out. Because after, help me out here.
Death Magnetic.
I was very nervous with Metallica. And when this came out and put it on, I was like, holy shit, here's Metallica that we all knew and loved.
Yeah, there was a video, and I don't know what concert it is. Maybe they still do this now, but when they played that song, there was like, they had somehow mimicked moths around their circular stage. They were like, wow.
Yeah, when they did
really
the In the Round
fucking
in
cool.
Europe, they had that.
But
It's on the
so
video.
You've
It's on the
seen
video.
it.
I've seen it, yeah.
You're like,
It actually
holy
looks like
shit.
there's like fireflies around the stage.
In just that visual thing of playing that song is just fantastic.
Yeah. I still remember being in the truck with you, and that came on the radio on Ozzy's Boneyard, and like you and me looked at each other, and we were like, "Holy shit! If this is what the rest of the album sounds like, Metallica has put out an all-time classic." And I mean, it was pretty close to that. There were some songs that maybe didn't hit the mark as well, but Moth to Flame is definitely the best one. So good that they played it at the Grammys with Lady Gaga singing. Sadly, James Hetfield's mic wasn't
Got fucked
working, but it would have been a kick-ass version of a kick-ass song because Lady Gaga is amazing.
But there is a video version of that doing it in rehearsal
Yeah.
that you could hear everybody, and it sounds fucking very cool.
All right.
All right, cool. Dylan, now you're 2016.
So this is a song I know. I just have
Well, I hope so. It's your pick.
I just have one question for you guys. Are you on the square? Are you on the level?
I was last night.
Are you ready to swear
Hey,
right
you were
here,
right on
now
the
before
square.
You're in
devil?
the square.
Square
The
Hammer.
square on the square.
Almost having sex on the square.
Yeah, you almost grabbed your ankles on the square.
Square Hammer by Ghost. This is a song right from the opening keyboards, just sucks you in, and it's such a catchy, bouncy song that it feels gothic, but it's still like an upbeat kind of gothic song. It's like I would call it spooky, not scary, you know? Like really cool, just kind of organ-ish keyboards, and the vocals go really good, and just kind of the constant, you know, beat of the drum happening in the background. It's a classic Ghost song, I think.
I liked it. It was one of my favorite songs from last night. Can't go wrong with it. It's actually one of the, if I do a playlist and I come across Ghost, it's one of the songs that I will put on there.
I will confess, I mean, here's another band that I'm not really familiar with because, like you said, they're totally different than what you think they would be.
Yeah.
They don't sound what they look like.
They don't sound like, before I even heard them, think I had something in my mind, and when I did hear a song or
That's
two,
not it.
It's not it. So I will dive into these guys a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm in your boat. I couldn't even name one song.
Square Hammer.
You can now.
I can now. So I know one song from Ghost.
Square, baby.
But I don't
All
know
right. You will
know
have to
how
check them out.
I will.
Square.
All right, BB, since you're talking, give us your 2017 pick.
17. So
year.
I'm gonna shock the people.
Kiss didn't come out with an album. in
Oh.
2017.
I'm gonna shock at least Steve because he may know where I'm gonna go with this one. With Quiet Riot.
Ooh.
We saw them in 2017, and I kept screaming for this song off their new album.
And they didn't play
Can't
it.
get enough. They,
Well,
did play
Well,
it.
they did play it.
I was probably maybe the only one who knew what it was.
No, we did.
It's with
Yeah.
James Durbin.
We don't count
James
vocals.
Durbin can't get enough, and it's just it's a really catchy song. I'm gonna use Dylan's thing. He said toe tapper. Like a couple times I was playing it, I'm like,
toe tapper.
it's more like an air drum tapper. It's a really really funky song. It's a great drum beat, and the drums are really out front with this one. So I'm sure they meant for that to happen. Mm-hmm. I think James Durbin fits. I really, you know, I always said I can't stand Quiet Riot, but
If you come to M3, they're playing again.
true.
Oh God, I don't know how to explain myself in this one. To me, I like the album and James Durbin, but calling it Quiet Riot is just like, I think that the thing that kills me for it is it's called Quiet Riot, where you always did like Quiet Riot, now you do. To me, Quiet Riot's like, yeah, and then they came out, it's like, I understand what's going on. If they called it something different, and this happened, what?
It's Paul Shortino all over again.
Exactly. I like it, but when you sit there Quiet Riot, it's like, no, it's not.
Oh, so
And then no disrespect to it.
no,
You know what I mean?
you got to think about it because it's all the same guys from Mental Health. You have
The original, yeah, Chuck Wright.
Chuck Wright and
Well, it's not.
PV. What's the guitar player?
Alex Grossi.
Grossi. Yeah,
That's not Carlos.
but
No.
Bass player is a
Bass player and drummer.
bass player and
Are the
drummer.
same.
They're same.
when did Grossi come in? Way after?
Way after.
When Carlos left.
Carlos left.
Yeah,
If you want to get technical.
There's like one album with Alex Grossi
exactly. Yeah.
before Kevin DeBro died.
I like it. I like his attitude. I mean, but
It's not quite right.
yeah.
I hear you.
If you look at if you can't play it, you played it for me, I'd be like, yeah, this is the Jabronis. I'd be like, yeah, these guys are good.
You're the lead singer of the Jabronis, aren't you?
Here's the thing. I like Quiet Riot. I like James Durbin. I was actually thinking about putting a James Durbin song on this list because Memories of a Beautiful Disaster, his first solo album, came out 2011, which, again, that's a great year for me. If you haven't checked out that album, that is fucking phenomenal. I don't like James Durbin with Quiet Riot. I don't think it meshes for me. I don't know what it is. I like both. It's like I like both pieces. I don't like the picture they make together.
I thought the concert was good. I'm kind of in the middle of the road. I think at this point, Quiet Riot is never going to get anybody that's going to fit vocally for them.
No.
What I'm surprised the most is that James Durbin has lasted as long as the band as he has.
Really?
I'm very surprised by that. But hey, he was cool live. He was cool. He took pictures with everybody and stuff like that. I give anybody props that interacts with the fans and
What
is
was
cool
the guy
like that.
they got to replace first? Remember the first guy? He couldn't remember the shit.
Yeah.
He was good.
He was good.
Vocally, he was
He
the
sounded
closest to
good.
Kevin DeBrow.
But he couldn't remember the words of the
But
song.
he
He's
couldn't
yelling at him like,
remember
my
the
grandmother knows the fucking words of that
And
song.
like, I was the most pumped when I heard James Durbin was going to be in Quiet Riot, because I'm like, oh shit, I loved his first album. He has such an amazing voice. And then I listened to the Quiet Riot album, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't like it.
I think in January they're supposed to
BB.
release like a live something from like Milan or something.
I'll have to listen to that.
There is a live.
There's like
coming
one.
out.
I
See
think
how
they
he does
released
the
one
classic
song.
stuff.
Yeah, it's coming out.
What's that?
Milan's gotta
Mama.
be the happening place.
Now we're all
'cause,
crazy now.
Yeah.
LA Guns.
LA Guns and Ty Kettle.
Like Kettle. Yeah. So we'll wait till see how that comes
I'll
out.
try.
BB was semi-shot down on that one.
I mean, I appreciate it.
You can't hit it out of the park on every time
That's
at the
right.
bat. BB, that was you. That's the other guy. BC, the other B guy.
The other B.
All right,
The Killer Bees.
I don't get on my soapbox too much, but I'm going to get on
Oh,
my
God.
soapbox now. My boys from overseas. The guys in Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Hey! The guys in the Bigfoot came out their first album, Full Force album. They have 2 EPs out, but then they came out their first full album in 2017. And these guys just rip it up live. I mean, God love them. They did the 2 EPs in the album, and then they changed vocalists. And not too many times can a band change a vocalist and still be good. And these guys have done it. And I'm behind them 110%. And one of the songs out there, Tell Me a Lie.
Here's a visual. As BC's saying this, he's got his hands raised in the air with one beer in one hand and an empty hand in the other, like he's a preacher at the pulpit when he's saying this. Just a visual while he's talking about Bigfoot.
Listen to me, people.
And I'm doing the same thing as
Now
I'm saying
they're
this.
making like a peak, like a teepee, and
I just hope they can. I mean, the United States sucks for live music.
Right.
I just pray that one day they can come over and do some kind of something in the States.
I agree. What song was that?
Tell Me a Lie.
I like Bigfoot. I'm not into them as much as you are. I will definitely have to check them out more. Anybody else?
yeah, I'm
disagree?
No, I know that
Same
song because I think we. I don't know if we were working that day or something. We listened to a couple Bigfoot albums, and they're just a fantastic band. And
Blame it on the dog, bitches.
That's awesome. That was on the.
Yeah,
we
that's
did
right.
that on the EPs.
yeah, exactly.
version. Yeah.
And like you said, like they
And
don't
then,
get enough love, because the United States is full
In
of.
2016, they came
They want
with
radio
the,
hits and country,
In
so
2016, they
you're not
had
going to
the EP
hear.
out with the I think the song Run on there is phenomenal. And that's the very first song that got me. And thanks to this episode, I found these guys.
All right. Sure. Cool.
Not this episode, this podcast.
All right. Cool. All right. My 2017 pick is I talked about this album. This was a song from one of the my favorite albums last year. We did the year-ending episode. I'm going to pick All I Got Is You from Deep Purple, the Infinite album. Just a phenomenal song. It's got a great feel to it. It's not a hard rocker. It's kind of maybe a mid-tempo thing, but it's got a cool story to it. The lyrics are cool, and it's just a great rock song.
yeah, I need to listen to that album.
All right. BC.
I've listened to it very briefly in parts and bits and pieces. I would definitely have to listen to it a little bit more to give a totally
Good scope.
good
Yeah.
scope in response.
I think I'm in. I think I'm in the same boat as you guys. Maybe it must have.
Deep Purple up, bitches. The
gavel has been down.
All right.
They just spiked the.
I need to do my homework.
But it's a song worthy of checking out. Seriously,
Yes.
check it out. All right, Dylan, 2017.
Oh, that was Dirty Window. I was trying to think of I Slam My Gavel Down from Dirty Window. Anyways,
One of the few good songs from that album.
it is a very good song. My song is also, I think it was from my top album of the year, and I know it was also on BC's list last year. It's off of Stone Sour's Hydrograd, Song 3, baby. Couldn't go listen to the radio without hearing this a couple times. It's just a great song, really catchy, good rocker. It's just a nice build to the chorus, and then it just keeps going from there. And It's got like a really good sing-along quality to it. That whole album is phenomenal. You could have picked, Whiplash Pants, Knievel Has Landed, my favorite, Taipei Personality. They're all great, but song 3 for me is the one that would become the earworm out of all the songs. Just like such a I just love how Corey Taylor's voice sounds in this song in particular.
Yeah, Stone Sour Hydrograd, fantastic album. Song number 3, actually, I just showed these guys. That was the last song I was listening to on my phone, and just a phenomenal song. Like Dylan said, you could have picked multiple songs from that album, just phenomenal, and they were great live.
Yeah.
Yeah, great pick, great album, great band. Stone Sour just is forefront right now, I think, in that little genre of bands. They're leading the pack right now, and who knows what they're gonna bring down the road, and
Absolutely.
a really, really great band.
And hey, they played some Alice in Chains, Jar of Flies.
Oh, that's
live.
right.
They played.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yay! Sorry I missed it.
Phenomenal album, phenomenal song. And here's a band that I got into right at the beginning.
Way back, yeah. I remember BC introduced me to these guys
And I was kind of
years ago.
And I was the thing that amazed me most is here's the guy from Slipknot, which was
And dude, hey, he can actually sing.
he has a
sing
phenomenal
Slipknot
voice.
too,
I think
guys.
he can sing. He's a great front man. He's just, I think he's kind of like in the school of Dave Grohl. He's
He's
a rocker.
Fan.
He's a fan.
He's
he
a
loves
fan
the music.
doing his thing, and he does what he would want to see out there.
Exactly.
He's really versatile too. He could do the really good melodic stuff, but he could also do the hardcore,
Yep.
pretty heavy stuff as well.
Even some Cookie Monster.
All right, there's our picks from 2010 to 2017. We have 2 more picks to fill up our things. We're going to do them all at once, and we'll discuss them real quick, and we can wrap it up. BB, give us your 2 wild card picks.
All right, my 2 wild card picks. I'm going to pick one from 2011 from the Anthrax Worship Music.
Yes,
I know my counterpart across the table here has one from this album.
I do.
But I'm going to pick I'm Alive. Joey Belladonno's vocals are just spot on in this song. It starts off with a soft guitar rip, and you get a deep bass, drums. It's just a fantastic song. And it's not like an Anthrax song you think of, because you think of it's heavy. This is more of a calm down version of an Anthrax song, which is I thought in my ears is spot on for this album. And my next pick is, thank you, Mr. Podfessor.
Thank
We're gonna cut that out.
I guess.
Podfessor. For Devil's Train.
Wow.
From Devil's Train, their second album, Devil Train 2. It was released in 2015 for the song Rock Forever. It's just a great melodic song, and it's just so deep and grinding, and probably you may be the only one at this table who knows what this song is. I think you play this going home from Nashville from the Rockin' Pod, and it just stuck with me ever since then. And every once in a while, it just pops in my whoa, that's it. So I actually had to look back and see when this came out. I'm like, boom, I'm gonna put this in there. Rock Forever, Devil's Train.
Cool, great pick. Rock Forever, great song from Devil's Train. Absolutely love those guys. They were a band that it was one of those things where you listen to a band and they say, if you like these guys, you'll like these guys. And that was a band that I picked up, and I couldn't even tell you who I was listening to. Excellent. Anthrax, I'm Alive. And I'm not really sure about that song. It's not hitting my head. But the only thing that I really think about worship music is it's a great album. I always imagine how John Bush would sound on that album. Sorry, Joey Belladonna fans.
John Bush, baby. Yeah, I agree. I mean, there's no violence. This is no violence podcast.
I'm sorry.
BB's going Lizzie Borden on BC.
The Devil Train, I have that written down. I have not scoped that out yet. Definitely take that in.
Definitely.
The Anthrax.
John Bush, baby.
John Bush.
Yeah, I haven't listened to Devil's Train. Anthrax, I'm Alive is such a great song. This was the album that got me into Anthrax. In all honesty, that like I had heard, songs here and there. I'm sure. I can't remember if it was. I think it was Cotton and Moss that was on Guitar Hero. So that was like the first Anthrax song that I fully heard. But then I got into them with this album because Fight Until You Can't and like The Devil You Know were on the radio, and they were really striking me. And then it was just like a love affair after that. Should I just go into mine?
Just give me two, Dylan. Yep.
My song from that album is Fight Until You Can't. I just think from the opening news broadcast of the city authorities in your area have reported that the bodies of the dead are rising from their graves and attacking the living. And then it's such a really heavy bombast of a song, and the chorus is really cool. And I love the part after the first chorus where right before it goes back into the verses, there's the whisper, "I will end you," and then it goes right into it, and I'm like, fuck, this is a song that makes me want to fight zombies, and I think that's what it really wants to get you into. So that's my first song, and my second song is from a band that I've been championing since the beginning. The album that it's from came out in 2014, but the song itself came out on my birthday, 2013, as a single, and it's Out of the Black by Royal Blood. It's the opening song on their album. It kicks fucking ass. When we saw them open for the Foo Fighters, they closed with that song, and they put it in a snippet of Iron Man from Black Sabbath inside of it. And it's a perfect song for an opening or a closing, because it's just holy shit, this is two guys doing this? It just blows your mind about it. So, Fight Until You Can't from Anthrax, Worship Music 2011, and 2013, Out of the Black from Royal Blood.
Yeah, Fight 'em So You Can't. Great song. I would have picked The Devil You Know.
That is a good one
from
too.
that album. Out of the Black, like I said, Dylan and I saw them. They opened up for the Foo Fighters. Unbelievable. These two guys can put these songs out there, and they sound fucking phenomenal.
Drummer looks like
great. Drummer's the most angry-looking man on the face of the earth. Just kick-ass shit.
I agree with everything.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with everything. Damn it.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so worship music's got to be out in forefront if we're picking it. Yeah. And the Royal Blood, I remember one of the other podcasts you talked about these guys, and I remember downloading their album, and they are fantastic
for two guys.
It's amazing.
Once again, another band that you can't believe that has not been.
I want to say Royal Blood. I heard Royal Blood, and then I think I was talking to you, and you're like, "Oh, it's two guys." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
What?
And a bass and
bass and drums.
too.
Bass and drums, no guitar,
And it works. It definitely works. All right, BC, give me two.
Your turn.
I'm gonna go back to I'm all over the board here. I'm gonna go back 2014 with Godsmack off the 1,000 horsepower album, Locked and Loaded.
Nice.
I mean, that's just to me, that's when Godsmack really got back to a harder Godsmack. And I got so many fucking picks here, but I'm gonna go with 2011 DC4 off the Electric Ministry album with Triple X.
Yo.
The song "Girl Sound Sexy." How can you go wrong?
Yeah, exactly. Godsmack, fantastic album. They do a great cover on that song.
Rocky Mountain Way.
Rocky Mountain Way, fantastic song. It's a great album. And DC4, geez, you can't go wrong with those guys. And, they just released an album this year, and they're still, plugging along and making kick-ass music. It's a great thing.
Yeah, that Godsmack album is fantastic. There was a couple songs I could have picked out for that. Something Different is a fantastic song, but I think the best song on that album for me is Generation Day. Mm-hmm. Fucking excellent. It's kind of a different sounding song for there. But Locked and Loaded is just a straight ahead fucking rocker. Great fucking Godsmack song. And DC4, love those guys. I've been championing these guys since day one of this podcast. They have a new album out this year. It's called Atomic Highway. It's available on high volume music. Pick it up. It fucking rocks. They're going to be doing a thing for vinyl, I guess, coming out soon. So, and it's our buddy. We've had him on the podcast. Sean Duncan is the drummer for the band, and they're just fucking kick-ass.
Yeah, for me, the Godsmack album, it's the title track all the way. That like just like blew me away the first time I heard it. The playing through the witching hour, like just the way Sully sings that is so good. But Triple X from DC4 is also great. They have not put out a bad album in my opinion. I always go back to the Explode album, put on Candy Cane to the title track, and just like you could just jam out to any song that they've ever put out. You know, Translucent Life and you know 25 to Life, is it?
25 to
25 to
Life.
Life.
Yeah, that's good. And Rock God.
Translucent Life is the best DC4 song, period.
So what are your bonus tracks?
My final two is I'm going to go a little bit what people would not think would be something normal.
Barry Manilow, baby.
No.
Engelbert
I'm going to
Humperdinck.
go with the Jeff Tate version of Queensryche from the Frequency Unknown album, Running Backwards.
Whoa!
Kick-ass song.
like going
This
forward.
song, I think, is the closest
in
that
reverse.
Jeff Tate ever got to the classic Queensryche sound and type song. And KK Downing does the guitar solo in it, so you can't fucking go wrong there. And my other song is going to be from the 2015 album, Armored Saint, Win Hands Down. And the song is called An Exercise in Debauchery, which is a song about porn addiction. It's a fucking amazing song. Another BC autobiographical
She's my
song.
addiction.
That's why I did not pick that song. I'm trying to get away from that.
It's a little too
I'm
close.
sorry to bring it up, BC, but it's a fan. Listen to that song. It has one of the most rockin' fucking Armored Saint riffs in a song that is out there. It is fucking phenomenal. And there's a video for it. I will definitely post it. I posted it before, but I'll post it again. It's a crazy video, and you watch it, and it's explicit in the content and what the song's about. Like it's it's like subtly explicit what the song's about. You'll see if you watch the video. But just two fucking excellent songs. Love them. Definitely check out the Queensryche one too. Fucking excellent. Jeff Tate Queensryche.
I've not heard the Jeff Tate Queensryche, but I do like Exercise in Debauchery. Can't go wrong with John Bush. You just can't. Whether it's in Armored Saint or Anthrax, he's just he's a powerhouse of a singer.
And John Bush also sings one song on the new Metal Allegiance album.
Yes.
See, and I'm going to flip-flop what you said. I love the Jeff Tate version of the Queensryche band that he has going on. And I know that song. It's fantastic. Armored Saint song I'm not so much familiar with.
Check it out.
I will check it out. A little homework.
Jeff Tate, it's been a hard pill for me to swallow. I'll leave it at that. And then John Bush. He cannot do anything good with John Bush. John Bush does not do anything good.
Good?
He cannot do anything not good.
Not good. Okay.
That would be not anything bad, right?
19 minutes.
Okay.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Let's clarify that, people. John Bush.
All right, real quick, that's our picks for from 2010 to 2017 with 2 wild card picks there. We covered a lot of cool songs, a lot of cool bands. We had a couple repeat bands, but you know what? That just shows like the great stuff. And rock is not dead. There's so much great music out there, you guys. Just delve in. Check out some of these songs. If you haven't heard these songs before, check them out. They are kick-ass. We don't pick songs that suck.
Well,
Damn it.
unless that's what
Unless they're out of
calls
format,
for.
like, something that Dylan picks.
I was saying unless that's what the song calls or the episode calls for, but
Right, that's true. That's true. We
Kind of
have
low blows.
reviewed some clunkers, but that was on purpose.
Yeah.
we'll have to do an episode where we pick the crappiest songs from a band, from just different bands. It's like
The worst of the best songs version.
yeah,
Coming to you soon.
Soon, bitch.
Beth, I hear you calling.
BB.
Yeah, another great episode as always, and a couple homework things that I have written down here. And like I said before in the beginning, I love how Dylan comes in with that little bit different of an aspect of the music that the three of us are kind of sucked into, and he brings that little seasoning on the chicken, BC, he brings the hot chicken of Nashville
Oh, the hot chicken.
Oh,
to the podcast.
Yeah, BC's go through
going
flashbacks.
through flashbacks and hot chicken that night. Oof. I just drank more beer, that's all.
There you go.
You washed it down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just like every episode, you come out of here with something you did not know or heard of that you're going to check out.
Yeah.
And that's why we do this, for everybody out there to maybe pick up something they never heard of.
Sure.
I think it was cool going through the different eras and seeing what was popular during that time, because you completely forget about some albums. You're just like, oh my god, I forgot that they came out with that in this year. And you could almost see a trend of what bands were going for in certain years and what was working, what wasn't. So it's almost like a cool little time capsule to look through and see, oh, Pogs were a thing. That's interesting. Do anybody remember Pogs?
Yeah.
No.
But I
Alf is
remember
back in Pog form.
Pog form, bitches. But I think as the years go on, it gets harder and harder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because like nowadays, bands are not only bands, but people are getting together and doing other.
It's an oversaturation.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing, but
I know it's terrible to think about.
No, I'm sorry. I just tried to sip a BB's beer. It's fucking horrible. I was fucking throw up in my mouth.
Orange is the new ale.
Oh my god, it was fucking terrible.
you have to wash your palate.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Hopefully, nobody on the listening to the podcast is a shareholder or an owner of the.
Susquehanna Brewing Company.
I like some of their beers, but that was fucking gross.
For the record, he's only 1/4 of the pocket.
Jesus.
Steve Wright's views did not
He's
reflect that.
He's not representing.
No, I like some of their other beers, but that was like, oh my god,
but you've been
fucking
drinking
terrible.
Anyways,
Sorry,
Yeah,
Dylan.
so it's fun to look
Get a glass
back.
of water.
Go ahead. That was all I was going to say.
You guys,
Jesus.
thank you. Definitely, and Dylan's right. It is cool that, and there were some albums that these guys brought up tonight that I was like, that weren't on my list. I was like, holy shit, I forgot about that album, and it has cool songs on it and stuff like that. And, you know, it takes you back, and even songs that you hadn't heard in a while, and you're like, wow, I forgot about that. And the song's instantly in your head, and it kicks ass. And and music is, I think it is your best form of memory. Like, there's certain songs and albums I can hear, like, the first couple notes of an album or a song, and it takes you right back, bang, right where you were when you first heard that thing. Like,
Word, the smell.
like whenever I hear the Vince Neil album, Exposed, BC picked me up. We rocked the fuck out to that. I cannot hear any songs on that album without thinking of that awesome time that BC and I had listening to this album. And there's songs
Drinking
that
cold beverage.
Oh,
we were. It was cold. It was
cold.
It was cold.
It was
winter
frosty.
I think it was Diet Pepsi.
stay frosty.
Don't try this at home.
Stay frosty.
But like, I think music is your besides, like, if you smell something or whatever, is your best memory thing that brings things back to you. And we covered a lot of cool songs here, a lot of cool albums, and this is only from 7 years ago. And think of just how much more music is out there that you've heard before that. Shit from the 60s, the 70s, even if you go back even further than that. And this is just songs, and this was a hard episode to pick songs from. Because like we said, everyone had their certain year that it was hard to narrow it down. And we're not saying these are our favorite songs, but these are the ones that resonated with us at the time. So we will post these songs. Check out our Spotify playlist. The link will be with our episode. And check out some of these bands. If you haven't heard of some of these bands before, check them out. If you haven't heard these songs or the albums they are from, check them out. There's a lot of quality shit out there. Rock is not dead. It is alive and well. And that's why we're doing this podcast, so you guys can check out kick-ass shit that we listen to. We had a request for more weather reports for our podcast.
And
we're looking out the window. It's snowing
starting to
out
snow.
there now, which
man.
has been kind of a theme, has been running through our shows lately, because every time it seems that we record, it fucking snows. And you guys, thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys listening to us, sharing us. Get us out there. Give us reviews. We will see you next time, and there definitely will be
Next time.
a next time.
How dare you say that instead of him?
It just came.
I was hoping for a group one.
Come on.
Well, maybe you could have given that memo to us.
I was.
That's your thing. We don't
hands are going.
I don't want to step on your
This is an
coattails.
audio medium. You need to.
I was conducting.
He was like,
I thought you were.
We will see you next time, and there definitely will be
Next time.
Oh, that was terrible. That was off so bad. All right. See you guys. Love you.